Let's go into it right
Yay.
We are now.
Oh, this is the Tyranny of Dragon recap. That would be an interesting recap. So there you are, dragons everywhere. Wait, what?
now. Only I'm following along like, yes, and go on.
I do not consent.
We met a woolly mammoth last night, and continue.
Sounds legit. Sounds legit.
His name is Tundra.
Here's Tundra. Okay, boy, you guys had a busy day. The party went to the Cloud Top Palace in the city of Emon and met Keljaya Ole. I will not never find out how properly to pronounce that name, but we're just going to keep trying our best. That's all we're going to do. Keljaya Aloe. She agreed to meet the party at the Rousing Spark, and Zarvolg specifically, as Ember sort of passed along interesting information about a warrior who also had interests in the Rift and Mist Peninsula. They also left their recommendation to be passed on to Arcanist Allura of Isor. The party went to the Scar of the Cinder King and learned a little bit about Falcon Song. They learned that Falcon Song tried to gain enriched fire elemental magics from the elementals through the rift that the Ashari were protecting, and it threatened to bring great danger to all the land. And so he was exiled and has been a bit of an arsonist ever since. They left, and Nero got a little insight to Amara from Ember that Amara probably passed on all of her life savings and most of what she owned to get Nero his second chance, and perhaps explains a little of her bitterness towards Nero. Finch goes to the Andergard estate for a little dinner at the behest of their brother Wyatt. Sorry, Kingsley. I knew that. And yeah, you guys. It was also worth noting that Kingsley passed along the information that your new sort of friend Keljaya, she's first in. I don't want to say first in line. It doesn't really work that way. But she's the Tal'Dorei Council's first choice for a Master of War, should the Sword Coast break out into war, which is pretty cool.
If Tal'Dorei breaks out of war, I'm sorry.
Tal'Dorei breaks out into war, exactly. But anyway, at the estate, Finch tries to settle things with little brother Xander, or big brother Xander, excuse me. And it turns out that there's gonna be a duel. That Finch does a little, just sort of jibs, like little brotherly jib, little sibling poke towards Xander, and Xander took it a little far, and he demanded a duel. And all the Andergards find themselves on the lawn, ready for this duel. There's going to be at least one brother who's going, fuck, I missed it. So that's that. The party also met a very infamous pirate, merchant sailor. He has many legends surrounding him, but you met the famous Sharaka Marine, a great and famous Menagerie Coast captain who has been who's a paladin of the open seas and follower of the Moonweaver. He has been hanging out at the Rousing Spark and got to know the party a little bit. Seems to be a fairly charming and charismatic individual, as most paladins are. Ember tells Keljaya a little bit about his friend Zarvolg and some of his past, which stokes a great temper within Keljaya, who barges out of the tavern in the middle of the night and is heading to go find Zarvolg. So anyway, Nero tries to make amends with Allistair, but unfortunately, Allistair seems to have no interest in mending bonds with Nero, and in fact, kind of pushes his buttons by claiming that his old, I want to say brothers in arms, not quite about how it is, but thieves in arms, shall we say, that their souls have probably gone to the abyss and are eternally tormented for their evil and chaotic ways, to which Nero did not take the insult well.
And decked him in the face.
And laid him out, to which Allistair was happy to pay right back and turned him into his blood puppet for a hot minute.
And
to
maybe
sort of
shit.
speak into his face and made him eat shit and just kind of twisted the knife in Nero a little bit. He returned into the tavern, and Nero sort of departed to go sort of lick his wounds a little bit. But don't worry about that for now. Apparently, we got a lot of stuff going on tonight. It's gonna be a very busy night. We're gonna start with the Andegard estate. Finch, you are on the lawn. This is very sort of like, I imagine you guys are looking at sparring swords. You're checking out the balance, and you're just like got your hammer. And he's like looking at different swords that the servants bring out, preparing for this duel. Your brothers like are in their seats. You see Kingsley and Antero sort of excitedly sort of like talking to each other off to the side. High paladin. I mean, Bahamut has any say in it. And they're just kind of making bets on what's going to happen. And your father's sitting there rather grumpily looking over at the two older brothers, who are very quickly and very like they're not taking this seriously at all. And your father seems to be quite worried about the turmoil. But your brothers are just like, I mean, Bahamut has his way. I mean, like Finch is gonna win. I mean, Finch is high paladin. I mean, ASMR and everything. Xander doesn't stand a chance. So we'll give him a shot. And it's like, we used to stop it. This is basically what's going off to the sidelines. Is there anything you want to do or say at all, Finch, before what happens?
Yeah, I think as we would go outside, I would try and like maybe like convince him, and I would say like, brother, is this necessary? We're not children anymore. Please, is there any way that we can settle this without all of this pageantry, or do you insist?
Does Finch this is an interesting question I have. Does Finch actually want to solve this with words, or is Finch like trying to be cool about it and be like, we should solve this without word, but secretly kind of wants to just duke it out? What do you think?
I think a little bit of both, because like I think this is not new like for for their family, but I just feel like they're still like a little bit sensitive to like Xander's mood, and like I think they have like a fear that like if Xander loses this, it's just gonna like make things worse, and they're not trying, like they didn't come over here to make things worse with them, right? Like they came over here to try and like make up with them, and like
yeah.
So yeah, I feel like they're gonna try and like see if he would. I feel like they asked the question knowing that his pride is too great, yeah. And so like if he backs down now, he's gonna look like whatever he thinks he's gonna look a certain way. But I'll try it. Yeah.
Make a persuasion check. I'll say disadvantage because your heart's just not in it, and you kind of see where this is going, and you don't really believe you're going to be successful here.
Let's see here. Well, that was a 16 at disadvantage, and then persuasion is another 5, so 21.
21's really good.
Yeah.
He goes, what would he say? You're being fairly persuasive. He goes, oh, did you have something other in mind, Finch?
I don't, but like I said, we're not children anymore, and I was just joking at the dinner table.
Calling me childish now?
I'm not. I just feel like we're adults now, and while us solving our problems when we were small with a sword and a shield was, the way of the world, you and I have grown. We are paladin and high paladin now. I feel like there's much more diplomatic ways that we can solve this than with violence. Don't you agree?
Not really, no.
Okay, then duel it is then.
But you just said you don't. You're just trying to be the bigger man or person. That's all. Now you're trying to like rub it in my face.
I'm not, brother, but I've known you for 21 years now, and I know that you're not going to back down from a challenge once you've set your mind to it. So I know that I've asked you once, and it seems like you are not willing to back down. So duel it is. So since you're the one who asked me outside here, I will ask you, what are the rules? Are there any, or are we just gonna have it out then?
He'll like I think your father will say like, I will be setting the rules here if anyone's going to be setting the rules here. Yes, there'll be no lethal blows, obviously, your brothers. I don't want anyone having any lingering injuries or anything like that. If anyone comes out of here missing fingers or arms, I'm going to be pissed off, and no, I will not be paying for regenerations. Just until the other yields.
Okay. All right.
Just don't fucking. He just sits right. Be reasonable is all. In the name of Bahamut, be reasonable.
Okay. And I'll nod at him as I pull the dread helm on. Yeah.
Your doom is nigh.
You pull it down. The brother's like, oh shit, I'm back out, Xander. They're like, yeah, go ahead, Yvaine.
Just because Nero has never had a complete description of Finch in their full armor with their dread helm.
Oh, sure.
I was wondering if you would be willing to share that.
Yeah, Finch, give us a description of what Xander's looking across the field, the dueling field at.
Oh yeah, and I can send a picture because there is a picture, or you can look it up in D&D Beyond. But yeah, so the dread helm is like a metal helmet, and it has like black wings like off to the side, and then when they put on the helmet, their eyes glow like red. So it serves no other purpose, like it is just visual effect, but it's a fun visual effect. So I feel like if you're like looking at Finch, like you would see that with like that full metal helmet with like the wings, the red eyes, and then they have like the chitin armor now and the warhammer. So, oh yeah, and the boomerang shield.
Fucking right, the boomerang shield.
Dark Captain America, yeah.
Edgier than I thought for Finch, but okay.
Yeah,
So,
it's gone completely against like their original like bright and shiny paladin aesthetic, but it works.
So
Yeah,
if Old Testament Gabriel was to come down and judge you, this is what it would look like.
Mm-hmm.
This is like full Oathbreaker vibes. To be, like, it has a blue cloak, so
sure.
Maybe not fully, but definitely like wearing the armor of like slain monsters and like the dark helm of like red eyes. Finch looks mean, and I think Xander's like, they're all talking like, Antro's like, shit, like, I don't know, like, what's going on? What's up with Finch? Like, is Finch having like a thing or something? They're just like kind of, the brothers are talking.
They've changed too.
It's like you Kingsley, you two are close. Like, what's going on there? He's like, I don't know. Finch is just experimenting maybe. Like, should we talk about later? No, just focus. You two shut up. And yeah, so your brother takes out a sword. It is blunted. There's no possibility. So basically, like, you're using your warhammer. You could absolutely lingering injure him if you had the intention to. But his is incapable of it because it's a blunted blade. And he gets his shield. He's in full plate. He definitely is like the shining, spit-eating image, platinum Bahamut, fucking knight, whatever. And you're the not that.
Not that.
So your father says, if we must fight, and roll initiative.
Oh. 19.
You win. What do you do?
Okay. I am going to use my action to cast Radiant Soul.
Holy fuck, dude. Okay. You let's see, where's my morphs? There it is. Use your action. Glowing lights, your eyes, so the red glowing eyes under the helm sort of blaze into a radiant platinum white. Massive feathered wings burst incorporeally from your back. Very Daemalin. And Xander sort of like, there's definitely a moment where his like foot goes back, sort of surprised to see your divine eminence once more. Your brother's like, ah, shit, here we go. Woo! Like, let's go, bitch. I was like, stop cheering for Finch. They're both your And Ezreal's like, he hands over a little bag of gold to Kingsley or something. And, okay, what else?
Then I think I'm going to get airborne. And so this is strategic. And I think I'm gonna go like maybe like 10, 15 feet, like just above like where he wouldn't be able to like clip my feet.
You plan to embarrass this man. Very cruel.
Let's see here. So that was my action. And then With my bonus action, I am going to prepare Branding Smite.
So he's like, okay, fight. Immediately Finch bursts out celestial wings, blazing platinum eyes. The weapon begins to glow with the eminence of your divine blood. You blood and fly into the air like a divine, an angel of divine justice. You raise your hammer to the sky, and it begins to rattle with divine energy. Everyone's like, "Oh, Finch's charging up! Finch charging up! Better run, Kingsley!" I'm gonna. Well, Kingsley's a knight. He has the brave feature, so he will not be scared of you. But most people would.
And yeah, it's like as I'm doing that, I'm just gonna say, I'm like, we can still stop this now, brother.
Kingsley's like, or no, Anteros, he's just who he is right now. He's like, I back up, Kingsley. It's gonna hurt. And he's like, fuck you guys, man. And is there anything else?
That's it.
I don't want to do this to him. I don't want to embarrass this man, but I got you a little bit. He's gonna, as you're flying away, he's gonna run under you, like, jump and try and like swipe at you as you're flying away, but he can't. He just can't. And they're like, and Kingsley and Answer are like, and your father's like, where did it go? And that was more for dramatic, like to embarrass.
Yeah.
Your brother. Xander's gonna put his shield in front of himself, and he's gonna take the dodge action.
All right, that sounds good.
He backs up. He takes the dodge action. It's your turn.
Okay. Yeah, so then I am going to use my movement to just come down and like land right in front of him, and then I'm going to attack.
All right, you fly down, bring your hammer down on top of you. He brings the shield up.
Yeah, so that is going to be 12 is 18 to hit.
18 does not hit. He glances your blow away with a shield, and the part this is a disadvantage, just as a reminder, because he's taking the dodge action.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, even then it wouldn't hit.
Still miss. But he glances away your first blow, and the brother's like, "Oh, what do you do next?"
I'm gonna try and hit one more time.
Go for it.
That is an 18 plus 6, 18. 19.
That'll do.
Okay.
At disadvantage?
Oh no. That's a 17. So an 18 and a 17. So 17 plus 6 to hit.
Xander blocks both of Finch's attacks. His shield is right there. He glances away both of Finch's assaults. And the brother's like, ah! They're on their feet. They're like, yeah, let's go. What the fuck? They're losing it. Anything else?
I think then if that's the case, and I need to prepare because I didn't release Branding Smite. So is that still prepared then?
No, it remains until you either run out of time or you hit.
Got it. All right. So I'm going to do that. And then I am going to use the rest of my movement to get space from him again.
All right. Are you flying up again?
Yeah.
He will take that opportunity attack.
That's fine.
You back up. You fly up to your 15 feet of safety here at 20 feet. He will come around with sword in hand. He's going to try and strike at you. That is going to be a 20 to hit. No, it does not hit. He tries to hit you as well, but you glance it off of your shield as you back away. Your brother's like, this is going. They're fucking loving it. They're thinking this is great. Your brother looks up at you. Xander looks up at you on his turn. And he's going to say, enough fleeing, Finch. I demand you grovel. And he's going to cast command on you.
Oh.
And I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
I know this will be very hard for a paladin, but we're going to see how it goes.
Let's see here. Let me pull it up real quick. 14 plus 3, 17.
You're fine. You feel the command beginning to pull you down to earth, but you push through it. And that will be Xander's turn. And he's a little more open than he was last turn. He doesn't take the dodge this time.
Okay. And I am I'm going to do the same thing, and I am going to, use my movement to get close to him, and then I'm going to try and swing on him again.
Yeah, you fly down, still on wing. You bring your hammer down once more. It'll be an easier time hitting him this time.
That's a nat 20.
Fucking shit. Xander is gonna, I'm gonna say he takes the exhaustion rather than the lingering injury.
That's fair.
But you go ahead and probably destroy this man in one shot. Go ahead.
All right, let's see here. So
just roll it all normal to start.
yeah, so
we'll
let's
deal with it later.
7 plus 3 is 10. And then there's the regular then it's on top of it, right?
What does that mean?
Sorry. So why do I always forget how to roll a crit? So it's
I think someone explained it
regular
really,
roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think someone explained it really good the other day, better than I think I do. So basically how this form of crit works is that you do maximum possible damage, and then you get an additional roll of the dice on top of it.
Got it. All right. I can do that.
Yeah.
So
treat it as a max roll, and then you get to roll all your dice again.
Okay, so 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's a max. And then plus, that was a 7. Plus another 3 equals that. And then I had branding smite, so that's 2d6 on top of that. That's a 6. And that's a 4 plus 10. So that's 31 points of damage.
On the crit, 31?
Yes, I believe that's correct.
That's including your Radiant Soul and...
Oh, yeah, sorry. So then with Radiant Soul, sorry, I said 31. That's 34.
Is it only 3
Yeah, because I
extra
did.
damage?
Yeah. So I did. So my Warhammer does 1d8 plus 3. So 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 11. And then I rolled on top of that, which is another 10. Plus the branding smite plus Radiant Soul.
Okay, 34. I'll take your word for it. It's fine. You bloody him right off the bat. First blow, just smash him in the side of his helm. You dent, he's a pretty nice helm. He's it's not like overly embellished or anything. This is like a standard set of plate, polished and whatnot, but still, you just you dent part of that armor. His helmet goes flying off, and he steps to the side. Maybe a tooth goes flying, and your brother's like, oh, but Xander manages to stay on his feet. He kind of spits some blood aside. You're a paladin family. This is nothing. This is well within terms of a sibling duel, I'd say.
Okay. And if I was observing him, I don't know if I need to roll like a medicine check or an insight. Would I believe if I did like another attack, I could take him out, or is he still could handle it?
Trying to handle maybe medicine check. Make me a medicine or insight check.
Okay, let's see here.
See how tough he's holding.
That was a nat 22 plus. I don't think I do well on medicine. So yeah, nat 20 minus 1 is 19.
On a nat 20, he's a little past bloodied. So if you hit him with another crit like that, yeah, he's going down. But if not,
but he could take another hit. Okay.
He could take another hit.
All right. Then I'm just gonna swing on him again.
All right.
And that is 12 plus 6, 18 to hit.
18 does not hit. He gets a shield in front of him that time.
Okay. And then bonus action. Oh, wrong button. I am going to, with my bonus action, I'm going to prepare Branding Smite again.
Your hammer begins to vibrate once more with the power of the Branding Smite. Anything else?
That is it.
Okay. Xander is going to open up with his attacks. Going to take 2 old attacks against you. Let's see. Oh, fuck. Poor Xander. maybe a little concussed in this moment. He doesn't swing very true. That's a 12 and a 9.
Nope.
Oh. He against your shoulder, against your armor, against your shield. You're blocking his blows fairly easily. He's a little more swinging a little bit with a little less precision now. You get the sense he's probably seeing triples right now. after that blow. And that's what he's got on his turn. That's what he's got on his turn. That brings it back around to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna return the fire and like swing on him again.
Go for it.
Okay, that is, let's see here.
Like, come on, Xander, come on, land at least one blow, man. Come on, you can do it.
17 plus 6 is 23 to hit.
23 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay, and then I'm going to, that's going to be I'm going to smite him.
Okay.
Oh, all right. So that is, hang on, too many dice here. That is 7 plus 3 is 10 plus 3 is 13 from Radiant Soul. And then why can't I find Divine Smite? Oh, 2D.
And then like a little casual fratricide off the start of the session.
Seriously, right? Let's see here. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna smite him at, I'm gonna use second level, so that's 3d8 on top of that.
We putting this boy down for sleep.
Plus 6. Ooh, plus 8.
Put him in the home.
Plus 2. That's that's 29 damage.
Fucking hell.
If he goes down, I can bring him back.
I know. Anyone here could bring him back. You hit the shield. He hits the shield. You bash the side of his shield and you bring it around and you just hit him in the rib and he goes flying off of his feet with a radiant pop explosion goes off between your hammer and his armor and he hits the dirt hard and he is not moving.
Okay.
And everyone's like, Finch, let's go Finch. I assume this is non-lethal damage.
Yeah, no, like, yeah, I wouldn't try and completely take him out if I thought that was going to happen. And then, okay, so if that's the case, and you said he's like not moving, right?
Yeah, he's unconscious. You knocked him off. You smited his ass.
Okay.
He has been smitten.
All right, I'm gonna go over to him, and immediately, understand that we're done here, and then I am gonna go over to him, and I am going to cast the rest of Lay on Hands that I have, which is 20 points of healing.
All right, he sort of gasps back to consciousness. Your brothers are on their feet. I think Antero is more the sort of bravado paladin. He's like, whoa, but that was so cool. I mean, I heard Finch had angel wings, but it's cool to see, you know. And Kingsley's like, fuck. He's like for Xander. It's like, oh fuck. And your father's like, he's like so anxious. He's like not enjoying this at all. He's like, could I get you anything, master? And he goes, no, I'm okay, thank you. What do we call him, John? Yes, John. Thank you, John.
So. Yeah.
And don't call me master. I'm not. Fuck. And this is not what this is. Yeah. And you get your brother back. And he sort of comes back and sort of blinks in the conscious. Starts like feeling around for his sword.
Yeah, I'd be like, whoa, okay, take it easy, and I'll try and steady him a little bit. So I think I'd have my head under his hand and my hand on his chest from doing the Lay on Hands, and I'll be like, oh, easy there, okay.
Yeah, no, he's like, he does it like he wants to keep. But you know when someone gets, you ever seen fight clips where someone gets knocked down and they come back and they kind of are still in the fight, or they just want to keep fighting and pretend that it didn't happen. That's kind of where he's at. I think your brothers kind of hop in there to kind of back you up. They're like, whoa, no, it's over. So he's like, stop, what do you mean it's over? He was like, knocked your ass out, bro. It's over, man. And Xander looks very upset. Not happy that he lost.
Okay. And I think I would if his helmet was on the ground, I would pick it up and give it to him.
Just hand it over.
Yeah, I'm not trying to add insult to injury. I'm not trying to throw it or anything like that. I would hand it to him and try and be have as much dignity as possible. And I think I would I'd put the wings down, but not away.
Yeah, they sort of furl them behind you. Your eyes are still glazing with platinum energy. And you sort of hand back, and I think all your brothers are kind of watching in this moment of like,
You're like touching them.
Is it over? Is it gonna? I think your brothers are just kind of. It's that silent moment where it's like,
Uh-huh.
is Xander gonna be cool about this or not? But Xander snatches the helmet from you and like starts limping away, and then like both Kingsley and Ezra are like, Xander, come on, man, come on, don't be like that, dude. And he starts limping away.
This is why I didn't want to do this, but he insisted. Okay. And then I think I would like look, and I would like look at my like the other brothers. Like, do I go after him?
Antero's like, listen, and I think Kingsley and Antero are, how they start talking over top of each other, but agreeing at the same time. They're both, so this is both of them kind of talking to you. Like, it's like, no, like, Finch, look, like, this isn't you, man. Like, he called the challenge. He called like a duel to settle things, and he's being a little bitch about it. Okay, this is on him now. This isn't about you. He's being a little bitch right now. This is not. Give him like the night.
This is the last thing I wanted. I didn't come here for this. I came here to make amends. You've seen how he's been, but I hear what you're saying.
Kingsley, like, yeah, you did the right thing, and he called the challenge, and you honorably accepted his challenge. You didn't insult him. You honored his challenge, and you fought him fairly. This is him right now. He's not being cool right now.
I know.
I think your father sort of comes up and touches your shoulder, Finch, and says, your brothers are right. You called a challenge and you answered it honorably. I will have a word with him. He's not behaving with honor.
I know, and this is not new in the Endegard house. Since we've been children. This is how we solve all of our differences. I've just never seen him like this. That's all, and it's hard. Okay.
And Pro right. Goes, yeah, you're right. This is how we solve problems in the Endegard house. But when a duel's called and someone fucking loses, they shut the fuck up and accept the way things are and get over it. That's how it usually goes.
Yeah, we didn't even shake hands afterwards. So, okay. All right. I mean, at least he's on his feet. I didn't mean to crack him that hard, but he'll be okay.
Yeah, they're like, no. Your father's like, because like I will speak with him. I will go speak to him. And he sort of
needs to rest.
nods.
He needs to rest.
He puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, you fight remarkably well, Finch.
Thank you, Father.
You're an excellent fighter. Well done. You make our family proud.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I feel like after what we've seen on the road, that was refreshing, to say the least. But yeah, he needs to rest, especially after taking some of those blows to the face. Not my intent, but it is what it is. But yes.
Yeah, Antro's like, after getting the shit kicked out of him by like the prophet of Bahamut or whatever, huh? You're like punching you in the shoulder.
I'm not saying Bahamut's appeared to me, but Bahamut's appeared to me. That's a story.
Like, Bahamut's appeared to you. And Antro like throws his arm around you. And Kingsley's like beside you too. And they start like dragging you off the estate. They're like, come on, let's go get a drink. Let's get a drink.
Yeah, I'll go with them.
And your father sort of maybe, what's your passive perception?
Ooh, let's see here. Probably
or passive insight, either one works.
Let me pull this up. Yeah, my passive insight's really low. 9.
9. What about perception?
Same thing.
Okay.
I'll say I stacked. I'm stacked with like a charisma, not so much not wisdom yeah.
Got it. So as your father begins to make his way back into the house to speak to your brother about his dishonorable behavior, your two brothers just sort of like your big brother, your oldest brother, Antro, throws his arm around you and he's like, you're good with that hammer. I mean, we're not a hammer family, but you're changing things. And
I know this is new.
Yeah, very new. And Kingsley's like, and they just take you out. They like take you out to like a tavern or something. They buy you some drinks. They're like, good job. Like what's it? And they just hype you up. They just like give you a good time. And like you have a low passive insight, so I'm not going to give you everything. But at this point, you get like, you were not treated fairly in what happened this evening. You were challenged to a duel. You accepted it honorably. You didn't insult him by holding back, and he did not accept the end of the duel. So they're kind of like, no, you're good. And they're taking you out and trying not to let you feel bad about what happened. And and they hype you up and they punch you in the shoulder. And
I feel like after a
buy
few
you some
drinks, I'd be like, "You want to see something cool?" And I do like the boomerang shield that like shows back up on my arm, and then I'm like, "You try." And we, like, we keep
That's
doing, I'll keep
great.
doing it.
That's good. Where'd you get that? Did you get? You've been to Gilmore's. You've been to Gilmore's,
I
haven't you?
have
Huh?
been to Gilmore's. Yes,
Oh,
I treated
sure.
myself.
You had a little you treated yourself. Yeah, and they'll just fucking shoot the shit with you, and they'll hang out. And
Cool.
you guys are in like a nice tavern too, like a really cool place to hang out. As I roll a nat 20, what's like you're in a tavern where some cool people are hanging out. You probably see in one of like the second story booths, surrounded by a number of individuals, you see once more the glorious Gilmore himself, just sort of having a drink with some local friends, laughing. Maybe another part of the tavern, you see that bronze dragonborn, Karzi, I believe his nickname is. But like, point being is that this is a place full of like important folks and high. Yeah, this is like as far as taverns goes, it'd be considered like a wealthy tavern. A place where the wealthy go to hang out and carouse and speak and such, and where your neighbors maybe are. And so you don't have to worry about any sort of like zealotous civilians coming up to you or anything like that. But it's a good time. It's a good time.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to move away from that. God, we got a lot to do tonight. Do we want to go to the Rousing Spark? Do we want to go to the God's Brawl Arena or a very lonely dock?
No, we're going to the arena next? Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. I vote for arena.
Okay, fantastic. Oh, man.
Also, I just wanted to point something out from a narration standpoint.
Yeah.
How often do we think Gabriel Andegard has said fuck twice in a night?
Ooh. That's true, Gabe.
Poor guy, he just wanted to have dinner with his kids.
Yeah, when he gets a little anxious, maybe the old soldier comes out. Hey, fun fact about the Andegard family. All of Gabriel's children are paladins, but he himself is not. Fun fact. He is a fighter, in fact. Yes. Or was a fighter. Correct. Still has a little fighter in him, but fun fact.
Interesting.
I mean, I wouldn't want to face him with a sword on a field.
I mean, that's when we were talking about like our next couple levels. When we were talking about like Finch taking levels in fighter. I'm like, that wouldn't be too off the beaten path.
We could totally have like a Creed Rocky situation where your father's there, like watching you train, and you're just like looking off the side.
Oh no, I'm tempted to take levels in fighter. We'll see.
Hell yeah. Okay, we need to go to the God's Brawl Arena now. So if you'll bear with me. God's Brawl Arena. We're gonna take this back a half step here because there's gonna be a reason why you, my friend, are so very sleepy tonight. And that's because you've been training. Oh, let's see if I've got a good mini for this guy.
Oh,
sure, let's use that one. Why not? Oh boy. Bear with me, just working on
Rashgra.
Yep. Excuse me. So you show up. You woke up one morning and you came to the God's Brawl Arena. I think it was this morning in the chronology of what has happened. You see some worshippers of the Stormlord, maybe some of the individuals that you met the other day. I would say that you don't see the Goliath around, the sort of leader of the group. You do see the cleric who healed you, along with the sorceress. They're around, but more importantly, you see sort of standing in the middle of the arena with a rather strange sword strapped to his back and in very fine half plate of a very unique design. You do indeed see Mr. Cleave standing there waiting for you, as you probably guessed. You're not falling over. Is there anything you'd like to say as you enter the arena?
Yeah. I see you've gotten yourself geared, whelp.
Did you just call me a whelp? All right, let's see how much of
Shall
a
we?
whelp we shall, and you might learn a thing or two, boy. And he will not produce the sword that he has on his back. He will go over and no, he will. This is his weapon of choice. He pulls this sword forth, and it is a strange foreign weapon, but there is also something vaguely familiar about the sort of artisanship that went into it. It is a long, gently curved, almost silvery blade that has a number of strange runes wrote down the side of it in a language I don't think you understand.
Oh.
What languages do you know?
Let me see. Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, Goblin, and Undercommon.
You do not understand the language of the runes down the side of it. The hilt has a strange wrapping of like crimson red, like I don't know, grip linen, and some of it just sort of flows out from the bottom in like a trail that catches the wind. And he draws it, and sort of like flashes a toothy grin at you and says, "All right, whelp, let's see what you've got. Leave the dog aside. This isn't about your dog."
That's an awfully nice sword for a meaningless fight.
That's a really strange cleaver that you have strapped to your back for a creature of no elegance.
All right then, blood it is.
Don't worry, I promise not to kill you. Though it'd certainly make things simpler in my life.
All right.
Initiative.
Go. Yeah.
We just fighting out here. We just fighting this session. A number of the followers of the Stormlord maybe find themselves stopping to witness the battle to come.
Dirty 20 for initiative.
Oh, I probably should go initiative too, as I just said that we should. Your hand, you're like, this is my shit, bro. What are you talking about? And your hand like shoots to your crossbow before it can. He is already on top of you with the blade over his head. As he does beat you in initiative with a 23.
Nice.
We're not worrying about that. I'm just quickly reminding myself all the cool shit he can do. Yeah, he's gonna just
by the
bring
way,
that.
you know what? No crossbow. I'm going cleaver on this.
God, you got the cleaver out. Your hand is on the cleaver and drawing it by the time he is on top of you, and you're suddenly like, oh fuck. And he's right there. And he is going to take some attacks against you. First attack, you manage to dodge it. Second attack, fuck, I'm rolling like shit today. 13 doesn't hit.
Yeah.
And then how about a 20?
Does hit.
Does hit. He is going to do what? Oh, okay, that makes sense. That is going to be 11 points of damage, slashing damage. And he sort of hits you with that, and you kind of and then catch the one. Very, very Achilles when like Hector like swings, and then catch one across the chest. It's very much like that. And he kind of goes, he sort of the blade to the side, and he goes, pretty good. And then he comes on you again as the action surges.
Oh, nice. All right.
He is going to use a bonus action to perform Fighting Spirit. He's sort of like, his eyes sort of glaze over with a fury. He's going to gain 15 temporary hit points. He's going to attack you 3 more times. And he is going to gain advantage on these next attack rolls. And he comes at you with a ferocity you did not expect. That is going to be 21 to hit. We're just going to get all the attacks out of the way.
Yep.
16 to hit,
16,
and another 16.
16 meets and beats.
And another 16. So,
Yep.
16.
So 3 hits.
Got it. 6, 12, 18. That's going to be 24 points of slashing damage. He sort of carves ribbons up across your torso. Nothing like too scathing. Like you get the sense these are non-lethal. So he is like sort of like death by 1,000 cuts sort of situation. Like
Sure.
one here, one across the arm, one across the leg. And there he calls his turn to an end.
All right. So
And gives you the whole.
Right. At that point, I am bloodied. But I will continue.
Good.
All right. Dream Cleaver.
By the way, you realize in this moment as he's been striking you, and he's just been attacking you a bunch, you try to move your legs, and you suddenly feel like a shocking pain, and your speed has been reduced to 0.
Oh, good enough.
But he's in 5 feet of you, so it's fine.
I wasn't going anywhere. All right. So, Dream Cleaver.
Dream Cleaver. Oh,
24 on the first one.
24 will hit. Oh, will it? Hang on. Wait for it. Wait for it. 24, you say? He brings the blade around and parries it away.
Wow. Okay. 25 on the second one.
25 will hit that time. He only has 1 parry now.
Oh, and 22 on the third one. But wait. Let me check on the 25. The 25 was a crit.
Oh, the 25 was a crit. Okay.
So I only hit once, but it was a crit.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Well, give me all of your give me all of your attack rolls again if you don't mind.
Oh yeah. I think it was 24, 25, and 22.
The last 2 will hit. So you're nat 20, and the other one will hit.
All right.
Yeah, it was a parry, so he temporarily upgraded his AC to block that shot.
Yeah, I understand. All right. Yep. So the first one is a crit.
Okay. Yep. Put her down. Put her down.
That's unfortunate. So that's going to be 20 on the first. Yeah. 20 on the first one, the crit.
Okay, 20 damage.
Because I forgot the hunter's mark.
No problem.
And yeah, 8 on the second.
And 8 on the second one. He will take the lingering injury, and you bring the Dream Cleaver around, you carve him across his stomach, really deep, to the point where you've pierced his stomach, and he grabs his chest, and then you get another glancing blow across his shoulder. Is there anything else, sir?
No, just yeah, I do want to say something. I don't know. I want to say it. That's all right. I don't know what I want to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, you kind of like, and you're trying to find something cool to say in the moment.
Right. Can't do it.
You're like, and he'll sort of look down his stomach and see like the excessive bleeding from the heavy nat 20 slash. Oh, well, he hasn't completed a long rest in that. He's looking at his. He looks at you and he goes, You little shit. And he's going to attack you some more, I think. What is swore? Hang on a second here. Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, so he is going to do his fighting spirit again. He's going to regain 15 temporary hit points. And he is going to, that doesn't quite work, does it? So I'm just going to put 15 up here for a buffer. And he is going to, as he comes in with advantage on his first strike, he is going to use rapid strikes to forgo advantage on the first strike to gain an extra attack. He's going to attack you 4 times. 2 of them will be at advantage.
All right.
Okay, first 2 attacks are going to be the first one just wildly misses, swings right over. The next attack is going to be 23 to hit.
Yep, hits.
And his advantage attacks, an exceptionally high number, 25 and 15 to hit.
Right. So the 25 hits.
Got it. Okay. So I believe 2 of those attacks hit. So that's going to be 6, 7, 8. So that's 8. So the first attack was 16 damage, and the second attack was 8, 13 damage.
I'm down.
And on the last attack, he brings. I'm gonna say he doesn't take you out with the last strike though. He like slices, and you have this like shit moment where you're like think you're gonna go down, and he brings the blade like right fucking there. He just with 4 attacks, and the last blade just right there at the end, and he sort of stops his attack, and then kind of does one of those and wets the streak of red across the ground. Say, care to take back a whelp, boy?
Fair enough. Fast but sloppy.
Huh.
I feel like you've spent your load, old man. You couldn't do that forever.
You don't know shit, boy, and I'll show you, if you want, how long I can fight. He kind of.
I'll kind of like inch back on my elbow since I'm down.
You're like, yeah, you could do
Right.
that all day. You're like on the ground, inching back. You're like, yeah, you suck. And he's like, right. And he's basically gonna call in some like basically whelps, some followers of the Stormlord who want some training, some like people who are much your novice to fight. And he's like, he looks down at his, and he's like really pissed about his stomach. And he's like, that's gonna fucking hurt. And he will start instructing you. And it is a unpleasant amount of instruction. You are put through the ringer, my friend. He says, you don't think I could fight long? Let's see how long you can. And you fight for a couple hours. Obviously there's breaks, but this is like gladiator training. We're in the hot, so that's not that. It's winter, so it's nice out. You get to the point where it's almost like Wolverine, Project X, where he's like out in the winter.
Right.
He's like steaming because it's cold out, but he's hot. It's kind of like that. Where you find yourself fighting like warrior after warrior, and you definitely they're superior in a lot of ways. Most of them in your ways. And he just sort of stands on the side and watches, and it's very that like calling me sloppy, swing higher, and it's very sort of antagonistic, like hard drill instruction. When you hit one right, he's like, again. And then if you get it wrong, he'll come over and he'll like demonstrate. And he is sort of instructing you in that way, but like in that way that's like, I hope he gives up. Like I'm gonna push him as hard as I fucking can and hopefully this boy will give up. I want you to make some con saves. This is
Yeah.
about how long you can endure the training for.
All
Make me a
right.
con save to start.
Oh no. It was gonna be so good, and then it was a 5.
And then it was a 5. You're like about at some point in the day, you're really beat up. And he says again. And you're like, "Fucking asshole." And you kind of get up. Make another con save.
There we go. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You're in for 2 hours, but you're at one level of exhaustion. You keep fighting. You're doing great. You're learning the technique. It's very hard and fast training. At a certain point, he just gets you to like if you don't do a strike right, he's like, he goes, run 5 laps, come back, and we'll try again. Very harsh. Roll me another con save on the 3rd hour.
Dirty 20 again.
30-20 again. You come back, you keep fighting. You're putting the Dream Cleaver down. You're trying to use it decisively. Are you sure that's your weapon of choice? You handle it like a little girl. Just like, he's just really mean. Okay, hour 4, roll me a con save.
Dirty 20 again. 3 in a row.
Hey, my man, he's lasting the training. 4 hours. He goes, I'll say this, most people drop on the 3rd hour. That isn't to say that you're going to make it the whole day. I doubt it. Not the way that you've been handling yourself. Keep going. Make me another con save for hour 5. Your hands are like calloused.
18.
Hey, you're doing well. You're doing well. You're doing well. You keep fighting. And to be fair, he's teaching you advanced techniques. Like you've been sort of training yourself and trying to be more decisive. And as you're learning about his style is very precise, and it's very much about using the minimum amount of effort to strike the deepest blow. And he's a very dexterous fighter, so he doesn't believe in the like brutality of every swing and the endurance of every swing. It's very much like he says, the glaive is a useless weapon. You would better be preferred to be using something with a hilt. It applies less pressure to perform a greater slice. And he sort of demonstrates with his own blade. He says, for this, I can do a full cut. With your glaive, you must swing your full arm. It is a waste of your time. And make me another con save.
Oh, 6.
A 6. At this point, you're at 2 levels of exhaustion. You're like, you're unfortunately at half speed. He sort of says enough to like the other person that you were sort of fighting against. To your credit, you took down like 3 guys today, where you just sort of outweighed them in your ability to last. And he goes, that's enough. He doesn't have anything left in him. We'll see how he does tomorrow. He goes, and he looks at you and says, get lost, go get some sleep. Maybe you'll be useful to me again tomorrow. I'm considering getting rid of that big, stupid fucking weapon. You look like a fool using it. And he sort of like turns around and just walks away without much kindness or appreciation for the endurance that you displayed on your first day.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I'll take a look back at his wounded gut and kind of
feel happy about that.
Smirked myself, yeah.
And he's probably gonna feel off to go start tending to that because pure stomach isn't a good thing. But yeah, that night you just ding 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 ding, ding, Dream Cleaver on the ground, and you probably fall into your bed in the arena. Pour some water on your face and try and get some of it in your mouth. It was a long, grueling day, my friend. You have not trained like this, probably ever. But you go to your room, you go to your bed, and you pass out. Unless there's anything you wanted to do before you do that.
No. I totally want to go to sleep.
Fair enough. Can recover some exhaustion. Start an early day tomorrow. At some point in the night, you well, I'll say you dream. You dream in this strange position where whether you're and this is up to Zarvolg, if you're joyous enough, if you're feeling joy from having the instruction of this old warrior finally, or if it's sort of annoying that you kind of hate that you found yourself in this position. Either way, you dream of those old days when you were young, of seeing this warrior in his prime, in his youth, and entering into the mines, disappearing for days and days on end, and then reappearing many days later with survivors and many goblin heads as his trophies, and being in awe of this warrior, this hobgoblin, and and then inspiring the entire path that you have found to this moment. You would not have been a warrior if not for this man.
Yeah, no, I think that there's definitely some spiteful pride, right?
Absolutely. But the dream is cut short as you feel something poke you, and you sort of wake up in a bit of a start, maybe. You look around your room, and you see the most peculiar creature standing beside you. You see a gnome. You see a gnome woman with dark skin. She has sort of crazy crazy dreaded hair. She's covered in a variety of very tribal war paint, red forehead, white dots under her eyes, across her shoulders. She wears reds and greens and yellows across not a very heavy amount of linen that doesn't cover up very strong arms, and a completely oversized great axe strapped across her back. She goes, "You wake up, wake up."
They said I could sleep.
Who said you could sleep? Wait, I don't care. Are you Zarvolg?
Yes, I'm Zarvolg. And he's kind of
You
rubbing his eyes and pulling his hair back.
This is who's there, by the way. This is a pretty accurate representation of her appearance. Turn the sun around if I can. There you go.
There she is.
There she is. She says, your friend Ember told me about you. You are from the Miss Peninsula, yes?
Ember. Riven Mist. Yeah, I'm a hobgoblin. I was from the south.
I hear that you hate the Iron Authority.
And now he kind of like sits up a little bit more straightly and rubs his eyes and looks at her, tilts his head a little bit, maybe flares his nostrils. He's like, yes, I do hate the Iron Authority.
She puts her arm out, not in like a shake a hand kind of way, but in sort of like a this way. And she goes, I am Kaljaya Uloi. I am your new friend.
So he smirks, right? One big tusk out, kind of smirks, takes her hand, her tiny hand, and shakes it. And he's like, I don't have many friends.
You are about to have many more if you hate the Iron Authority as much as I do.
Right. And so now
you
he's
train. Go ahead.
Oh, so now he's kind of intrigued. So he kind of tilts his head at her and he's waking up a little bit. And he just listens, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. She says, and to be clear, her hand, as she goes to shake your hand, she like, what are you doing? And then she like hits you with that. And you're like, oh shit, all right, cool. And to be clear, she's a tight grip. She's like a vice fucking grip on you. She says, I am from the south. My sergeant was killed by the hobgoblins of the Iron Authority, and I have been fighting them since the time I could walk. You are a devout of the Stormlord, yes?
Oh, devout's a strong word. I'm just trying to learn how to fight.
You do not know how to fight? I was led to believe you are a great warrior.
Well, and now he like realizes what he just said. He kind of straightens up and puts his shoulders back and his chest out. I am a defender of Westruun. I am a decorated warrior. I'm trying to learn how to fight like them.
Goes, Ah, I see. Well, I intend to destroy the Iron Authority. If you intend to do the same, we could be allies.
Anyone who wants to destroy the Iron Authority is my ally. One day I will return, and they will rue that day.
I have made friends with your friends, and I intend to test their strength for myself. Which means I intend to test your strength too.
My friends,
Your
the Aurora
yes.
Concordant.
Yes, I met them in the Cloudtop Palace.
Well, fair enough. My strength is tested in the arena. How do you intend to test theirs?
We will see. I have told them to bring me along on their next adventure or quest or whatever, and they will know my strength as I will know theirs.
So at this point, he's finally waking up, and he kind of looks her over, right? Her little tiny, super muscular, gnomish body.
Yeah, she's tiny. She's like not
Right.
even 3. She's probably like a little over 3 feet tall.
And her giant axe. And he's like, "Who are you?"
She says, I am the Juggernaut of the South. I come here seeking to free my people from the Iron Authority and their tyranny. I have fought them since the day I was born, and I only find myself in this strange city to rally support against them. And once I have it, I will return to the jungle and I will slay all of them. If you wish to be a part of that, well, I will see if you're worthy of it.
He smiles broadly, but he's struggling with the word juggernaut. I'm assuming it sounds like there's something that there would be a goblin word for.
So here's the fun thing about that. The hobgoblins do have a word for it. It's difficult. So basically, where you come from, where you learned your language, the word juggernaut doesn't have the same meaning. So in she says juggernaut in common, it basically means like big strong thing, right?
Right.
In the hobgoblin tongue, juggernaut was brought into the language of goblins to it basically means like mighty terror. And the reason for that, I'll let you make a history check to sort of connect the dots here.
16.
16. So basically in Hobgoblin, it means mountain warrior. And the reason for that is that like Juggernaut didn't exist in the Goblin language until the Iron Authority started pushing into the Rift and Mist jungle and confronting the elves there, in which they encountered Juggernaut warriors, which are basically barbarians who follow a path of absolute immovability and absolute might, where they're a terror on the battlefield, and the hobgoblins only took that word into their language to best describe these specific warriors. They're like in Lord of the Rings, where they're fighting the goblins and then like an ogre shows up. That's who the juggernauts are to the hobgoblins.
So I would guess my assumption with that role is that he maybe tangentially understands the common word juggernaut, and then like tries to recreate the same goblin version of the word, right?
Right. The goblin of the word probably is juggernaut with like some goblin-y accents thrown on it. It's probably like Juguna or something like that.
Right. So he repeats that back to her with like a question mark, right?
Yeah. And she kind of, you see like a wide grin curls across her face as she knows that to be the word goblins sort of scream when she hits the battlefield. She goes, "You have heard of us?"
I have. Although I have to admit, I pictured it differently.
She looks around the room. Yeah. Actually, no, she sort of cocks an eyebrow at you. You're like, I pictured it differently. As you like looked at her, she goes, huh. And she just like takes a hand like this and like punches the wall beside her, and her hand goes straight through the solid brick wall. Just breaks straight through it. There's dust comes in, rock goes flying. You hear someone go, ah, in the next room. And that's true. This is basically her demonstrating a feature she has that allows her to do double damage to all objects and structures.
Right. So great big broad smile. And he's like, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening properly. What is your interest in myself and my friends?
You are from the Iron Authority. I do not know many hobgoblins from the Iron Authority, and I am told that you were a slave and that you escaped that terrible fate. I have had many friends who have been subjected to that, and I think we can help each other to better fight our enemy. You know the wilds, you know what it's like behind enemy lines, and I know how to kill hobgoblin. And I intend to rally an army to fight them.
Right. So he kind of again smirks, sort of one like toothy smirk, and looks at her and he's like, killing hobgoblins. And then he says, do you intend to march south?
She says, I don't intend to march anywhere. I will march south, and I will destroy the Iron Authority.
Oh, now you're singing my tune.
If you want in, get in while the inn's getting good. I will be excited to travel with you and your friends. There's something interesting about them. And you, Zarvolg. I will be interested to see if you are the warrior they say you are.
Well, glad you weren't here today. Where do I find you again?
I will either be at the Cloudtap Palace trying to convince the foolish bureaucrats to unite, or I will be at the Rousing Spark where your friends seem to be rallying the strangest people.
We meet there daily for breakfast. I'll be happy to see you.
I like breakfast.
What was your name again?
I am Keljaya Oloi. I'll put it in the chat.
No, I got it.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, Keljaya. I think we're gonna get along just fine.
I think so too. I have never had a hobgoblin friend before, but I am excited to.
Well, I'm told I'm not your normal hobgoblin.
Well, this is the longest conversation I've had one before, and they haven't died, so I would say that is a fair assessment.
And he just kind of like leans back onto his bunk and he's like, I've had a long day.
You enjoy your sleep. I just wanted to take the measure of you.
I'll see you soon.
And she turns around and sort of marches out, and I don't know, someone comes around the way and is like, my award stand, and Keljaya just walks away. Or no, she'll like, oh sorry, and she'll like throw him a little bag of gold or something.
Fuck off.
He goes, ah! This is probably a guy you beat up today. I hate it here. Stormlord sucks. Going back to the Dawnfather. And he goes back to bed, and you go back to bed, and Keljaya marches off to wherever she's going to. Poor Emon, poor anyone who gets in her way, really. Is there anything else you'd like to do here at the Gods, bro?
No, I need some rest. But it was a good day.
It was a good day. Fantastic. Okay, moving right along. Shall we go to the Rousing Spark where drama is beginning, or shall we go to the docks where despair is unfolding?
I would like to see the Rousing Spark first. I'm happy being last in line here. Although I am disappointing Kaljai did not kick in the door.
Uh,
No,
How
the
do you
way
know
she
she
did it was
didn't?
perfect. The way she did it was perfect. Well, no,
Okay.
well, because she woke him up by poking at him. That's
We don't even have doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in my mind's eye, the sort of interior of the actual like God's Brawl arena, it's like there's not really a lot of, maybe there's a curtain, but
Right.
they're just
like
like open.
alcoves.
No,
Just
it's,
open- exactly.
it's very Spartan, right? They're sleeping on stone slabs. Yeah.
Yeah, very Spartan, very, very Spartan, exactly. But yeah, let's go to the rousing spark where
Drama.
it's heated up.
Again.
Okay.
Just drama everywhere.
I've waited all
I know
week for
it's a
this.
very eventful night. The gods are like their feet are kicking behind them. They're like, this is so cool.
I'm not saying I had
incredible.
influence on this, but that's my doing right there, right there.
Yeah, the Stormlord's like, those two are gonna be awesome. I made that happen. Incredible. So yeah, you're Ember, as it sounds, you're probably hanging out. Maybe after Kiljaya took off, maybe you're helping out behind the bar with Emma. Emma is with the rabbit going, you don't like carrots? Doesn't make any sense. You're a little bunny. And Happy's like, or like I saw this video the other day that killed me and it reminded me of Happy. Like she like gives it to Happy, Happy takes it in his mouth and like throws it across the room, just like throws himself across the table. She's like, oh, don't you make a fuss. And then like gives him like a pastry and Happy looks all happy again and like munches it down. And she goes, oh, I can't stay mad at you. And she gets a little pat on his belly and he's like,
I feel like he's being very manipulative here. And I don't know if I'm proud of him or if I should rein it in. I'm very conflicted.
the Fae. The Fae. They are very as you're sitting with Shirku, he says, where did you ever come across such a, shall we say, lively rabbit? And is that your pen sticking out of his head? He must have been very bad that night.
So I don't rightly know, but I was coming down from Terra and I got lost in the wildwood, as all bad rangers must do before they realize they're not rangers at all.
Of course.
And in one moment, it was the way that had been described. And at the next moment, it was someplace completely unreal. Like, did I eat some bad mushrooms? Unreal. Like grass singing to you and everything being amped up to 20 on a 10 scale and just absolutely beautiful until it was a nightmare. And I was running and I don't remember much except being horribly attacked by a bunch of different things. And then he was there. And then we were in a swamp. Actually, no, the swamp came a little bit later. The whole bit is honestly, like my memory's just really patchy throughout there. But yeah, trauma in the woods, bunny, and better.
You know, that sounds a lot like lure roots. You ever had the lure roots?
I have not.
It is well, not exactly legal, but sometimes found in nature. I'm mixing my NPCs. In my voice anyway. It goes, it is fun, but just don't let anyone catch you with it.
Well, whatever it was, I did it on accident. Which is strange because I'm usually a pretty intelligent forager, but yeah. That's about 6 weeks of my life. That's very, very, I think, actually, it's really patchy.
You know, if you're have you ever experimented with different substances to see if you could recreate the effects?
No. I mean, I hadn't.
Do you want to?
Want to get high?
Hey kids,
Hey,
wanna get
kids,
high?
Want to get high?
You want the good stuff?
I mean, there's no way to know what it was, so I don't know that it would recreate it, but I'm all about trying new things.
Well, I'll tell you what. I am a man of the world. If you want to, I don't know, try out a certain, shall we call it, you're a druid, right? You understand the necessity of certain ritualistic enhancements to your vision and foresight and such.
It's exactly what I was thinking. And yeah, I do.
For 50 gold, I bet I could find us some very special tea.
All right.
The offer stands if you're not feeling it tonight. Just putting a thought there. Maybe
I
your
don't-
friends want to get in on it.
I can get you the gold. That's like now. Yes, I want to. Not tonight. If I can take a rain check.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But yeah.
You give me the gold when you are ready, so that we know that I am not taking it and running. I have a little past as a pirate, and I don't want you to get the wrong idea.
It's 50 gold, but all right.
At this point, you see Allistair walk in with a little bloody lip, and he's just kind of... He's not really touching it or making a big deal out of anything. He's pretty used to bleeding. He just kind of walks in. It's not like he's been bleeding that much, but there's a clear sort of red crimson across his lip. And he just kind of walks in, find his way back to his table, and kind of like maybe catch him dipping his finger in like his drink and kind of like... just kind of like dabbing it up.
Would you
Or
excuse me?
yeah, just wiping it off. Okay. He goes,
That's
by all
fine.
means, I shall be here.
Thank you so much. Now, grab my cognac and go sit next to Alistair real quick.
As you're making his way over, he sort of says something, and the wound sort of heals itself, being a cleric and all. And he starts wiping wiping it off. And you approach. He goes,
I'm gonna sit next to him. Does he have a drink?
yeah, he's got a drink. He goes, good evening, Vivian. Or Yvaine. I don't know why I said Vivian.
You're losing it, man.
No.
I am losing it. I don't know what it is this week, but I just keep mixing up names so much. Yvaine.
So that must have been a truly stimulating conversation.
Oh, yes. You could say that.
So what he
Suppose
said,
you want details, huh?
of course, dying to know.
Well, I think the boy wanted me to help him pray for the souls of his departed thieves, and I believe it was an attempt to make amends, but I had no such interest in such things and told him his friends were all probably in hell. And then he punched me, and well, we got into it, and then he fucked off.
And just keeping in mind that I think our opinions of him are very much the same. I mean, you could have told him to pour one out for his homies and gone about your day, saved yourself the bloody lip.
I suppose I could have.
But you decided to
But-
give him practical advice?
No, of course not. I mean, I told him I was giving him advice, but I just don't like him. I don't know what to tell you. I've seen his
Not
type
it.
too many times. Too much power, not enough conviction to use it correctly, and already hasn't used it correctly, and sure enough, it's going to be back to thieving in no time, if not killing. And then they'll call on people like me to take him out. I have no
I
interest
don't-
in making friends with my prey.
Not with you. I just wanted to offer an alternative perspective, Director. If you're interested in hearing it.
By all means.
From someone who plays a bit of chess. So, someone put a contract out on him. We're assuming these people are dark arcanists, people who would find his heart and parts worthwhile as batteries, you were saying? So,
It's hard to tell
You
without
bait
actually
for a
having
trap.
it, but please. Sorry.
you bait for a trap. And the bait's not going to do that much so long as he's with us. And as soon as he fucks off, if he runs off, I mean, then he's fair game. But so long as he's here, I would think stationing people watching him to find the people who were watching him might be an interesting way of finding people you look for anyway.
What is it that you think that
Make
I
a
am
clean
doing here?
house. I don't know, it shall not. But now that he's hit you and you can put him back in the Bastille anytime you want since he's broken his probation, bloody idiot.
I am not in the business of creating monsters, but I am in the business of putting them down. I
He's
think.
not a monster yet.
Not yet. But he will. Matter of time. He doesn't have the conviction to use his abilities well.
No. But there's at least a chance he could learn.
Then have fun teaching him. I'm not in the business of teaching people to be good. I'm in the business of putting down the bad ones.
Yeah. And I'm grateful for it. I'm not here to convince you otherwise. I was coming over to heal your lip, but you got it before I could.
Yes, well, we all have our talents. I do appreciate it. And you may do this with this information that you will, but as I said, I'm not in the business of creating monsters, but I am in the business of watching them and waiting until they become them. So, I'm not asking you to do anything on my behalf, to be clear. This isn't, I don't need you to go wag your finger at him. But I would advise you to remember my words, that's all.
Most carefully, and I don't disagree. And if he is a monster, I'll hold your fucking cloak while you do it.
If he is a monster, I already have hunters ready.
Yeah. Okay, well, that was a lot of excitement for the night. I'm going to bed.
Good night,
If you're cognac.
Yvaine Starborn.
Good night, Allistair.
You head off, no problem.
I head off.
He'll finish his drink and probably find his way to bed himself, actually. If there's nothing else going on in the Rousing Spark at the current moment.
Ember, is there anything you want to do?
You're muted, Ember.
Just working. Allistair gets absolutely no service from Ember. Ever. That's somebody
Fair enough.
else's table.
Yeah, fair enough. Absolutely. Meanwhile, on the docks, do I have a dock ready to go? I don't have. But we'll just use the
alley?
streets. We'll just use the streets and the alleys for now.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. But we know that you're just walking along sort of the docks here.
Yeah, walking along somewhere. Maybe at one point he's within walking distance of the Rousing Spark, so he's not really like hiding necessarily. He's just just wants to be alone. And
gotcha.
at a certain point, he just chooses to probably just sit down at the pier or whatever.
You sit down at the pier. You look down and see the hundreds of ships. Some coming into port. Some of them just nobody's really taking off or beginning a voyage in the middle of the night. But maybe some people coming into port and a couple dock workers finishing up their work for the night. But generally, the docks have grown somewhat quiet. And you sit there. You think about perhaps the things
happened?
Allistair said to you, how he twisted your own blood against you, how he told you that your closest friends in the whole world were probably suffering at the hands of demons for all eternity.
And anyone who might come along with him could see that he's crying. Not
you're
sobbing necessarily, but he's not in a great state.
not in a good state. And you'll hear over your shoulder, "Ah, Nero." And you will see the sort of vicious furred wolf from before, or hound, excuse me, sort of sitting beside you on the pier, very not quite in a dream anymore, but quite lucidly sitting next to you. But passerbyers who walk by don't seem to mind the disturbing sight of your hound, as if they cannot see it. You
Do you
poor thing.
Do you just show up whenever the fuck you want, or you're always watching?
I'm always here. We are one, me and you. I told you this already. Have you forgotten?
I remember our chats.
They'll never respect you, Nero. You know this. You're their pet. I should know what it's like to be a pet. You're their little project, and soon they'll grow bored of you and cast you aside. You remind them too much of their own failings.
Is there something you wanted to tell me, or just wanted to ramble on?
I could make it easy for you to get away. You could let me borrow us. I can make it all go away. You wouldn't have to worry about them anymore, looking down on you. You could be free again to do whatever you please. Just let me have our heart for a moment.
I think it's about time. We had a little talk between you and I. First of all, you got a name?
A name.
Well, Oren?
Yes.
Oren. I would have called you Ripper, but Oren it is.
Cute. But I am no pets.
What are you then?
I am your darkness. I am that black tarry thing tied to your soul. I am you.
If I'm just talking to myself, why do you have your own name? Why do you have a will of your own?
You ask too many questions about things that don't matter. I am here, and I am here for both of us. I could be your great ally.
What do you want?
I want us to not be looked down on the way they look down on you. How they treat you like some poor child lost in the woods who has not seen the city walls before. How they judge you and hate you because you took what is rightfully yours by conquest.
By cleverness, technically.
However you want to slice it.
Do you want? So you're saying you can get me out of here? That we can just leave tonight?
I can do more than just that. Just say the word. Let me take hold. And your friends, well, you wouldn't have to see them ever again. I say the word friends lightly, or maybe I should say your jailers.
Oren, there was some brief silence as Nero's thinking, and he says, Oren, we're not going fucking anywhere. We're staying right here.
They're making you.
I'm sorry, say that again, Ryan. I couldn't hear you.
They're making you their.
We're staying here, Baron for 3 reasons. 1, I have some people who want to kill me. That's never a good situation. And as powerful as you say you might, or maybe perhaps I was just taking your word for it, you're still only one person, maybe 2 of me. With them, I got 4 others. And I'm pretty confident that they know how to handle themselves. Reason number 2.
Who was one person? Just
Who?
one. Have you ever heard of Vecna? The immortal, who is now a god. That was one person.
Skeleton Man who became a god. I've heard of him.
You know who else is one person?
Who?
Nero Duskfall. I am no way comparing you to Vecna, but my point is, there are some who are just more powerful than others. With my help, if you let me take hold and bite down onto your heart, I could make them go away. But please, reason 2.
2. I've had to spend the last month pillaging, stealing whatever I could when nobody was looking, just not to starve. Pickings ain't great. The food's good here. That Ember guy, he's a great cook.
A personal cook is a good reason, but let's be honest with ourselves. You didn't just steal for food. You stole because you liked it. It gave you power over others. It made you bigger than them. You didn't care about the rules, and they were stuck to them, like bees to honey. You were free, and that's why you stole.
I also stole because I was bored. Wasn't many people to talk to, unlike now at least. But reason 3. And I pull myself up from the my legs up from over the pier, and I look at him. I made this fuckers a promise. I don't know if this is you understand that, but when you give someone your word, you give someone your word, and you do not fucking break it, unless they break it first. They haven't broken theirs yet, so I'm on their side.
Mortals are weak. They will break their words. Even paladins are known to break their oaths. So when they do, you realize that you are just another prisoner without walls. I'll be here.
No, they're not the only person I made a promise to.
The woman.
Yeah.
Give your heart to the unworthy. If you gave it to me, you could be feared and free and known. I'll see you again. Enjoy your incarceration.
I'll talk to you later.
It sort of stands up and walks past your referee, and as you turn your head, you see an odd fellow standing in the street. You see in long blue robes, just above the knee, wrapped in various sort of binding, just sort of like little white bindings here and there, probably for warmth. A very spindly, thin gold dragonborn, with a book and a number of pouches at his hip, and a sort of somewhat twisted, long staff of wood in his other hand.
Nero make sure all the tears in his eyes are gone by this point. But he gets up. Sorry, just sitting down. I'll get out of your way.
Are you Nero Duskfall?
Who the hell are you?
I am, you can call me Guide Thasian Narco. I am, in charge of your probation.
Arcana Philosophical?
That's right.
Okay. Of course, I run into you this fucking night. Do you want to get a drink?
It's not good for my cholesterol.
Well, I'm going to go get a drink. You want to follow me?
Fine. Tell me, you haven't been getting up to any dark magic, necromancy?
I haven't, no.
You haven't been abusing prices? Fucking with the economy with charms and such?
No. You mean stealing?
That too? Have you been doing that?
No, I've not been fucking with the economy.
Killed anyone?
No one that wasn't trying to kill me already. And that was a while ago.
Was this before or after you got locked in the Bastille?
This was before I got locked up in the Bastille.
Oh, I don't care about any of that. I only care about
Okay then. And we make our way back to the rousing spark.
And he sort of doesn't actually poke you, but just like question after question after question. You're like, yes, no, yes, yeah, and it's just like a lot of like, you violated the truth of magic? I should go down for a paragraph. It's just kind of asks you a bunch as you make your way back to the rousing spark. And
have I in my life? Yeah, not recently. No.
I don't care about before that. I only care about now. And we'll just keep asking away. I'm just going to pull up the truth of magic here to make sure I'm asking all the right questions. Yeah, we'll say, have you violated the law in any way?
In my life, yes. Recently,
no, I don't care about your life. I care about the last week.
No, not really.
No lollygagging, no loitering, no littering.
No.
Not that I really care about any of that. I only care about magical stuff.
I may have jaywalked, possibly, but maybe.
No, that's fine. I jaywalked too.
Okay.
Have you been wielding your magic for the good of the people?
I haven't been wielding my magic much, but I guess I would say maybe, yeah.
No, that's fine too. If you just don't wield your magic at all, that's fine. As long as you wield your magic for the good of the people. Huh? Stand straight, boy. And he sort of hits you in the back and kind of straightens your back, your posture.
But I just stand there like, I just look at him like.
You want to look like me when you're 80?
Are you 80?
No.
He just like rubs his eyes again, his forehead and his eyes again. He just keeps going to the rousing spark.
All right. At this point, the door opens to the rousing spark. You see Nero walk in, looking probably somewhat pestered, and this sort of spindly gold dragonborn behind him. And I'm going to post the handout for this individual, Tharcia Nargul. And he goes, "So what circle of magic can you cast at, huh? How good are you?
How good am I? What?
How good are you? What circle of magic can you cast at? First, second, third?
Third. Last time I checked.
Third.
I think.
You probably have invisibility, don't you? You scout.
Oh yeah, dude. No problem with that. All my life. He does. Nero will mention that he, that he will describe the ability of major illusion to him. Major image.
I am well aware of I am a wizard. I of course know of minor illusion. Thank you very much. Where's your paladin? Where's the one who signed your documentation?
They were out for the evening. They're at the family's home. And to God Estate. You want to meet them? They might.
No, not right now.
They should be here in the morning.
What about the other ones? I was told that again, associates or something.
The hobgoblin. He's up fucking around at the God's Brawl arena, kicking people's faces in and shit.
Is there anyone keeping an eye on you?
The two people here right now, but Yvaine of the Earth Ashari. I think he hesitates before he says it because he has to remember, like, Earth. Yeah, it was Earth Ashari. I don't see her around, but you can talk to Ember. He's usually at the bar, and we walk up to the bar.
Right. Good. And then there's like Ember, as you're at the thing, you hear like a tapping sound. You turn around, you see this Nero there with this old dragonborn guy tapping his staff on the bar. He goes, you there, yes, mustache over here. Oh, can't hear you. Your silence spell is on. Common mistake.
How may I help?
Yes, I am Guide Thasian Nagul of the Arcane Philosopher. I am here checking up on Nero Duskable here, and I am led to believe that you are one of the associates of Finch and responsible for his, shall we say, probation.
Indeed.
Well, has he violated the truth of magic? Has he been performing necromancy? Using magic for evil?
I'm sorry, but Nero will give Ember a look of, yeah, now you got to deal with this guy.
No more so than you have, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna share him.
You don't know anything about me. I could have made a corpse yesterday. You don't know.
I'm sure you got
That's
something
true,
up your sleeve,
but
big guy.
I doubt that you did.
Hmm.
You seem upright person who's on an appropriately righteous path, and you seem like somebody who has a job to do and is interested in doing it to the best of his ability or her ability. I'm sorry, I'm a little.
I am. It is a common mistake amongst you fleshy folk. Yes, I am considered a male dragonborn, but I appreciate your attention for that. I like you, sir. You are
And
very fine facial hair.
I am glad that you are here.
He sort of like plays with some of the tendrils on his face that kind of look mustachy, but part of his dragonbornness.
Can I get you some stew or?
I would love
a shot
to
of gin, please.
Oh,
certainly.
I would love rum.
I think like 3 people at the bar all go, as he says that.
Yeah, Nero will order a drink too. He could use it.
Jim and a rum. Done. Here you are, gentlemen. Are there any other questions that I could answer for you? I'd be more than happy.
He says, how would you describe Nero's rehabilitation?
I think that it is going well.
If you were to describe it with the title of a song, what would that song be? I'm just kidding. You don't have to answer that. But yes, how is it going?
I think that it's going well. I think he's being provided with an opportunity to experience life in a way that he has not had the opportunity to do before. He is surrounded by people who are interested in making sure that he has an opportunity to rise to the character of the man that he is.
Make me a persuasion check.
That's fine.
No, I have inspiration and I'm using it.
Okay.
Uh, 15.
15. He leans across fully across the bar, like his stomach's on the bar, and he like takes you by the shirt and holds you really close. And he goes, you can tell me the truth. You don't have to lie to me. Just think it, and I'll know.
I will look down at his hand and say, that seems somewhat aggressive and inappropriate.
I pull the professor back. Don't make it the best of the bar, professor.
He just kind of like dusts your shirt off him and goes, you're right. A little forward of me. But you can tell me the truth. Just blink twice if he's raising the dead. Okay.
No blinks at all.
And he like looks you over and he goes, and who are you? You have magical stuff on your belt. I can see it. You wouldn't be a evil mage, would you?
I don't feel evil. How do you define evil?
You've broken the law with magic?
I've saved a city.
I suppose that's fine then. Very well. I've got my eyes
Professor.
on you. Yes.
So, like, this is only one of my companions. Ember, where's Yvaine? Where would she be?
She's retired for the evening.
Would you like Professor? Would you like to spend the night and greet them all in the morning? We all have breakfast together.
No, I have other appointments. But are you staying in town long?
For the foreseeable future, yeah. But yes. For the foreseeable future, yes.
Don't do much traveling? Staying in Emon for the next little while?
I plan on it.
All right.
Where could I find you?
Oh, don't worry about that. I'll find you. Why?
By all means.
Well, I must be off. He stands up, takes a stick, goes. If I come back and something's burned down or someone's dead, would be trouble. Big
Have
trouble.
a good night, Professor.
Oh, you keep calling me that. I'm not Professor. And he'll sort of hobble out of the bar.
Nero's gonna just like look at them, turn around, look at them, but I'm like, he makes this face.
I'm gonna pour him a double.
Thank you.
Oh, you're entirely welcome. He seems pretty much what I expected, actually.
Another headache.
Yeah, these
Tell
things
me.
happen.
No wonder, Ember. I'm curious here.
Yeah.
Where's your dad in all this?
He died,
Sorry to hear that.
as am I.
Here's to him. And just throws back the drink. You know what I mean, Ryan?
I'm just kidding.
You ever try talking to him? Do like, prayer or just talking to them or something
Why don't
like
we? We're gonna move further away from Emma, kind of down around the corner, so we're as far away that I can get.
Got it.
And I'm gonna hold up my hand. This was his wedding ring.
Mhm.
I talk to him every day. I don't know that he hears me, but I talk to him every day.
Ever feel like he talks back?
I think so. Again, can I prove it? No. It's a question of faith.
Faith. Ish. Oh, me of little faith.
Hey,
You know, the Ravens Queen's Day of Ascension is coming up.
I'm not exquisitely familiar with all of their rites and high holidays. It's
Neither am I, but I know it's coming up. She's the god of the dead. Makes sense that maybe the dead are easier to talk to that day.
maybe. Are there people that you need to talk to?
I'd like to get a message across, maybe. Do you think?
Let me ask you the question.
Yeah.
To what end? To actually have a conversation? Anybody who is passed on has a perspective that we can't imagine. The things that we find important and earth-shaking and of import are trivial by comparison. When my opinion, I'm not a very religious person, but my feeling is that when when you have those coerced discussions, that there are limits placed on those folks, and I would perhaps even go so far as to say it's a lot like getting information from somebody under duress. I don't want to necessarily say torture, but it could be, threat of violence, some other thing. They aren't sharing with you of their own accord. There is an arcane or a divine gun to their head. I'm not saying that it's not useful. I'm not saying that there are not times where that is an appropriate reaction. But I don't think it's something that needs done casually. Because, wherever they are, whatever they're doing, they have concerns of their own that outstrip any concerns that we as mortal living beings have. At least that's my thought onto it. I mean, it may be true, it may not be true. It's what I choose to believe.
Let's see.
Let whatever change happen for them, whatever that change of circumstances, let them resolve that for themselves. I get the impression that you have somebody specific in mind, and something is motivating it. So why don't you tell me a little bit about them?
2 people.
Okay.
Renil and Baz.
They were your
A pal. They're a pal.
They
They're
were
rats.
your crew.
The ones that died back out east.
Mm-hmm.
Renil's the one who found me after I got lost in the Bramblewood.
Okay.
Baz, he was already with Renil. Half orc, about 3 years older than me, I guess.
People all in a certain sort of hard scrabble existence.
Yeah.
I could understand where the bond would happen. I would imagine it's not dissimilar to what sailors or soldiers experience.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any personal experience inside of that space, but I know that it's stressful, and those dangerous stress-born bonds, sailor, soldier, or criminal, all have a very high emotional context to them. They are fraught. Fraught with good things, fraught with bad things, but there are memories and experiences that you will have that are associated with them that you won't have with any other people ever. And they've passed.
Ember, it's not just that. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry to interrupt. It's not just that.
Okay. What else?
They gave me everything. Vernell gave me everything. Like I couldn't back in Drone Village, like I didn't know how to control any of this stuff. The stuff that I have. Things would just happen, objects would fly, things catch on fire, the dead pet would come back all of a sudden, and I didn't control any of it. I didn't understand why any of it was happening. It wasn't exactly popular, you know?
I certainly can
And
understand that.
and Runel was the first guy who like he wasn't magical like you and I are powerful, you know? He was magical like he had a couple tricks up his sleeve, you know?
Hey,
He was
go ahead.
you how do I say this? Ember Runel, I spent most of my life for the most of my life before being in the Bramblewood. The world was telling me for all my life up to that point that I was less. He was the first guy to tell me I was more.
And I can understand the sort of bond that would create.
Basically, he taught me everything. Baz was basically my brother, I guess. If that's the right word to use, I guess. You know what to use.
Well, I know for soldiers, we sometimes have them
It's not
here. It's a band of brothers. I understand.
It feel like it's deeper than that. But yeah, I see what you mean. You ever about your dad? You ever wonder what? You ever wonder where he might be? Over there, you know, like on the other side or whatever, like where, like I'm not a guy who thinks about religion much. Do you know an idea like where people go after they die? They go to a happy place, a sad place, a mean place, or just somewhere dark?
I think they go to a place. I think that is dependent partly on how they believe and what they opt to believe in. You know, I think part of it is based on not so much what they do, but why they do it.
Have you ever heard of a place called the Abyss?
Religion check.
17.
You have heard, and you probably heard this in more of a story sense than like a clergy-esque. Well, let me ask: are you proficient with religion?
No.
No. So yes, you've probably heard of this in a sort of storybook. Maybe people just kind of set it around the barway when people say like "Go back to the abyss" or "Damn you to the abyss" or something like that. They're referring to like the land of demons. They say it's a place of infinite torments and infinite monsters. And you certainly know, of course, of Baphomet, the entity and the darkness that you faced in Westruun came from the abyss.
I'm familiar in the colloquial sense, and perhaps a little bit more explicitly familiar after what went on in Westruun. You're concerned that your friends ended up in that place because they were bad and wicked according to the laws of men.
I don't know. I've just been thinking about it. You know, it's like,
well,
like Ember. It's like you need to understand. Like these guys, they gave me everything. They are my whole fucking world.
Yep.
The idea that they might be down there kills me.
Well, let me share an alternative viewpoint. Take this mass murderer fire song who is out doing maximum damage for show. He is somebody who is without a doubt breaks the laws of man, kills people, burns them out of their house and home, probably steals. I don't know what his peculiarities are. He could do all sorts of unconscionable things. But some of those are also abhorrent in the eyes of many or all of the gods. But who ends up in the abyss? Someone who takes in a lost orphan and does their best to give them some sort of life. Someone who acts like a mentor and maybe a uncle. I don't want to say necessarily a father figure.
Yeah,
somebody who acts like a brother where there's no ties of blood. These aren't people who are evil in the sights of the gods. And I'd like to point out, not all of the gods agree.
That's gotta be a headache.
So to end up in such a place, if there is any justice, I have to believe that is reserved for the lowest of the low. Otherwise, everybody ends up there. Because if you're a believer in Cord and the ultimate authority is Bahamut, you're going to the abyss. I don't think that's happening. If you are a follower of the nature goddess and you kill animals to eat and those animals are being farmed by someone, I don't think she cares. The law and order folks from Bahamut might care, but she doesn't. It is not the what you do, but the why you do it. That peace in your heart that gives you that motivation, that's why you end up in a place like that. This Fire Song guy, I don't know a lot about him, but I know that he, from everything that we found out, receives pleasure and insight by the accumulation of power and the inflicting of pain and suffering. That's something that everybody can get behind on and say, with the exception of, folks like Baphomet, who already comes from there.
Nasty fuckers.
Those are the people who end up there. What you've told me about your two friends are not people who would end up there. Were they bright and shiny pennies?
No.
Absolutely not. But were they horribly corrupt at their core? No. Now, I don't know what started this rolling around in your head. It might be left over from the Bastille, because that's not the world's friendliest place.
It fucking sucks. Don't go there. Do not recommend.
But yeah, the existential piece, I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, it's not my area of expertise, but what you've told me about them, these aren't people who are evil.
Thanks.
That's not where they're going to end up.
Thanks.
Hey,
Ember, I won't bother you too much longer. Just two last questions, just real fast.
I
Just
will.
sense it. One word answers almost. I will. Did you know your dad much?
Never met him. Died before I was born.
Your mom, you think it gets any easier for her? No,
That's why we're down here at the end of the bar. Answer no.
Okay, thanks. Thanks. Yeah, Nero's gonna thank Ember. He's gonna finish his drink, head up to his room, turn in, and and he's gonna start reading the dossier Yvaine gave him before he goes to bed. And as he's reading it, he says, "Oren, if you're there, let's learn about who we're working with." And he does so, and he eventually goes to bed.
Fair enough. Okay, let's go to a break. We completed the day. We did it. If there's nothing else from anybody, and if there is, we'll do that when we get back. But everybody, after a long night and a long day, you find yourself some rest. Long rest is had by all. We'll be back after a couple minutes.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Hey Ryan, can we just say over the last couple of
Back to the Rousing Spark in the morning. Here we are, back at the Rousing Spark. Indeed, another warm day in the docks of Emon. Coming down the stairs, we do see the Aurora Concordant sitting at their table. And yeah, you all join together for breakfast. I think breakfast at this point I think Emma's sort of gotten used to how things work around here, and breakfast is waiting for you on the table. And this morning it's, what do we got? I'll work on what breakfast is, but yeah, you guys are served. Served.
The little one here.
Zarvolg walks in, probably a little extra bandaged, maybe a little trying to hide a slight like limp from like maybe a bruised knee or something like that. Or clearly just anyone with like I think a passive insight of like 12 or higher at sea is a little more beat up than usual. Whatever training is going through, it seems harsh. And everybody else just kind of finds their way to the table.
Oh, holy crap, dude! You good?
I'm fine. Have you seen the little one?
You mean Yvaine or Fen?
Venus Kalgea?
Yeah.
Is she here?
She is here, and she seems to have been invited to the table with all of your other pals you've dragged from across Tal'Dorei.
Oh yeah,
she's
the cool kids table.
And Cressida Holt's there too, sitting with him. For some reason, that seems to have made friends over there.
It's the best friends table.
So it would appear. So,
Yes.
and then Yvaine will walk him over to the other table, and I said, Kalgea is here. Our friend Zah. We were telling you about him.
Oh yes, I met him last night. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you again.
You need me to do something for that Zah?
He gives her like a real like I guess embarrassed and like angry for being embarrassed side eye. Something for what?
I'm sorry? I'll be right back. She goes to the other table and leaves him there.
Yeah, and maybe the people at the other people at the table, like Balthazar and Sarik and Camellia, were like all sort of watching. He's like, for what? And they all kind of just go back to having a drink. Yeah, and you retreat back to your table there, Yvaine, and Kajaya looks at you, Zarvolg, and says, how are you doing this morning?
I'm just peachy. I see you found your way here this
Yes, it's not too hard to find. It's apparently very popular here in the docks.
morning. Good to see you. I hope we'll be seeing more of you here.
I like it here. I think I will be staying here rather than with the elves of the Singorn delegation. They are a little professional.
He visibly scrunches his face and grimaces at the mention of the elves. Elves.
I'll have you know the elves have actually been the greatest supporters of the defense against the incurring problems in the south. They got me on the delegation to the castle. Maybe you might want to reconsider your stance.
Oh, I have no doubt they're anti-hobgoblin.
Oh, I understand. This is going to be complicated.
Anyway, as I said, nice to see you. I should probably convene with the group.
Good to see you as well, Mr. Zarvolg.
And I will bow and make my way back toward the table.
Yep, the others kind of say bye to you, and you return to the table shortly after Yvaine.
Can I, like, as I see him, like, can I throw off a healing word as subtly as I can? I'll make a sleight of hand check or whatever.
Sure, make me a sleight of hand check.
Right, quit being so fucking obvious about it in front of my girlfriend.
Future girlfriend.
My 3-foot girlfriend.
I tried. It's a 9.
A 9. Yvaine, as she walks away, she goes, and you feel it's very like and then you heal and you're like, okay, you motherfucker.
Right, he looks at he again side eyes Yvaine, and in undercommon he says, "So fucking awkward."
Oh boy, hilarious. I will say though, the
And in
healing word
undercommon, I'm
doesn't.
going to say, you're such a. In undercommon, I'm going to say, you're such a morning Moogle in the morning, which is a big word in German that means you're grumpy in the morning.
So basically, what happens is Yvaine's like, okay, well, I'll leave you guys to it, and then Zarvolg goes, and Yvaine's like, and everyone's like, what the fuck? As the two of them are talking to each other.
Have you ever seen Princess Bride?
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like these two sound like Mad Max, Miracle Max, and his wife.
I think undercommon by the original creators has been best described as like black speech from Tolkien. So
I meant the relationship.
Oh, the relationship. Yeah. Gotcha. But
It's like
hilarious.
I
live for the Yvaine Zarvolg connection. I thought it was quite the right word. but I love it. I'm here for it. Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan. As Nero walks by that table to grab some looks over that table and walks by to grab some fruit from like the counter or something like that. How does he sees Alistair there?
Yep, Alistair's sitting at the table with the 5 friends.
Okay. Is he drinking anything?
He is indeed. He's having like just some water or something.
Oh, okay.
Got some breakfast in front of him.
Oh, okay. He's gonna walk by as Alistair's drinking from the mug or glass or something like that.
Mhm.
And Nero tries to time this. He's gonna use a little bit of meta magic.
Okay.
He's gonna use subtle spell
Okay.
to cast prestidigitation.
To make his drink taste like.
He's gonna taste it like that kind of like the horse shit like Nero had to eat last night. Nero got the general smell of it. It tasted like.
You don't flick your finger. It's a subtle spell.
I
You
don't.
just
It's a
walk
subtle spell. I
by
don't.
and
No dramatic. No this stuff.
I understand. You just sort of walk by and just kind of glance your eyes in a direction, and too subtle to see. There's a little sort of little black flash in your eye as you walk by. And you watch, and he just kind of like is talking to whoever, and then he has a sip, and he kind of then he kind of sort of maybe he kind of like looks at it and kind of
He drops it.
He just kind of like he kind of like looks at it, kind of thinks like, what the fuck? And then a grin curls across his face, and he kind of chuckles and just like pushes it across the table.
He drops it. I dropped the spell. I dropped the prestidigitation.
Oh, it's like a pulse. Like he just cast it, and then it is that way for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he pushes the water across the table. But yeah, that's that.
Mm-hmm. Nothing's going on. Just him grabbing an apple for breakfast.
Sure. And you guys all make it to your table over there. But before we get too deep into conversations, you're all like, "Oh yeah, how's it going? Here, pass the bread." And it's like, "Oh, how'd you sleep?" Blah, 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 just as you're getting into things. Something's gonna happen. Beverly's probably like running you guys your food and whatever. She's like, "Oh, here you go. This is what you want. There you go." And feel free. It's already been posted in the group, but feel free to look at her official handout. Finally, I like the art for her. I think that's her official sort of face claim there. I'm pretty happy with it.
I like it.
And over by the bar, who's got my passive insights? Who's got like 15 and above? Yvaine?
Yvaine.
Yvaine, just Yvaine. As you guys are all eating, passing the bread, you kind of start to hear you start to hear Yvaine. You're kind of looking across the table. You see that Emma's standing at the bar, and she goes, "Oh, no, that's quite all right. Thank you, sir." And you see, backed up with these two sailory-looking dwarves, there's this sort of old salt captainy-looking fellow who's like, "Come on, no, don't be like that. I'm sure we could find something to do together later tonight." Something along the line. She goes, "Oh, you're very kind, sir, but I'm sorry, I need to go serve other tables." Goes, "Don't you fucking wait for me. I'm just having a conversation with you. Don't be like that." And just generally kind of harassing Emma.
Okay.
I am going to point, like, in the middle of everything that's going on, I'm going to snap my fingers twice at Ember and just point.
Does everyone else pick this up?
No, Yvaine was the only one.
Yvaine only
Get up and head over to the bar.
So as you head over to the bar, Ember and Emma's a little like he's kind of like got her hand, and he's kind of like holding her hand like across the bar. She's like, as you're walking over, you see Mr. Bloomsbane sort of see this and kind of catch your eye. And like the sort of grunt beside him kind of like looks at you for like a signal. Yeah, give a little nod. You approach.
Morning, gentlemen.
And he goes, "Bugger off, lad."
Well, that's tough to do. You're standing in my establishment.
He goes, "Your establishment?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "All right, you're going to try and be the big man, is that? Afraid I'll lay eyes on your lady friend here, and I need you to fuck off so that I can deal with my business. How's that sound, Mr. Proprietor?"
Your business is outside. Let's take it there.
So as you say that, Ember, I think you see like, and this guy's generally going to start to realize it, whether you guys want to get involved or not. The members of the clasp, the people sitting at the friends table over there, quite a few other sort of sailory regulars. There's just like a general seat being pushed back sound across the bar as some people find their hands to their hilts and like generally staring down this out of town captain who's harassing Emma. And he kind of looks around and sees the bar kind of stand. Would you guys have any reaction?
Nero would stand up.
Yvaine stood up when Ember went over. Yvaine stood up.
Nero
Flanking
like
him.
Nero
Alright.
followed him a little bit.
Yeah, Yvaine stood up. Nero stood up. You two standing up. Finch, Zarvolg.
Oh yeah, as soon as I get an inkling that there's maybe going to be some battle, I've got a hand on Finch's collar and I'm ready to go. I'm actually ready to go outside because I'll follow him out.
Got it. There's like this low growling that first attracts the guy's attention. He looks past Ember to see this vicious warhound, his hobgoblin owner, all of you guys around. He kind of starts looking around. He sees like Kiljaya, fucking anyone with any sort of weapon on the entire bar fucking stands up. And he kind of lets go of Emma's hand and goes,
I think you've misread the room. You must be new in Emon. What sort of place are you looking for?
perhaps somewhere that is not here.
I would appreciate that happening almost immediately.
He will sort of take his hat off and kind of, my apologies, sir, for my rudeness. Come on, boys, let's leave. He kind of just backs up towards the door. As he backs up, the door opens and this huge clasp brute, he bumps into him, kind of, oh.
Before he goes,
Uh-huh.
he just says, "Sir," and we're gonna do this again real fast. Nero's just gonna use subtle spell again and say, "Sir,
If you're
I
suggesting
suggest-
you can't subtle spell suggestion. You can't say a suggestion as the verbal component and also make it subtle.
Okay. So I can't subtle spell suggestion.
Suggestion's difficult because like the verbal component is the suggestion. So how do you suggest somebody without saying the explicit verbal component? Maybe there's like a telepathic thing that could happen, but
I mean, I don't know. I meant like not the weird hand thing, you know.
Sure.
I'm saying not making it apparent I'm casting a spell.
Okay, why don't you tell me what you want to do?
I'm gonna suggest. I hear there's a great inn somewhere in Stillben. I suggest you and you take your friends and start walking over there.
He just kind of nods and just backs out of the bar, and the doors sort of close. And after like a minute or two of tension more, conversation kind of returns to the bar. Various members in the bar take their seats again. Very audibly hear Kiljaya go, "That was good. Man, they never stay and fight. Such a bore." And she sits back down.
Replacing the furniture is expensive.
She goes,
Let me get everybody some coffee.
they're like, yeah, there's a little rock. Kiljaya's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's fun replacing furniture, especially when I don't have to do it. Fuck, that's Scottish. She says it anyway.
Yeah, I had to try it, Ryan.
Yeah. But yeah, maybe a round of coffee goes around the bar. And Emma looks at you, Ember, and she goes, "Thank you, honey."
You're very welcome. Does that happen often?
No, occasionally there's someone out of town who doesn't, like you say, isn't from Emon, doesn't really know things, but no, not really.
Okay.
But part of being a tavern owner is dealing with rude customers sometimes.
I understand.
Okay. Well, thank you. Go back to your breakfast. It's okay.
And Ember will kind of turn and face everybody in the room. Thank you all. I greatly appreciate your attention during that interval.
You get some raises of glasses, and I think one regular who you've known since forever, he goes, says, "No one fucks with Emma Van Zyl." And you hear some hey from like various sailors who frequent here, and the bar very much is on Emma's side, as is the entire faction of the Clasp and the Aurora Concordant and all their
stupid to mess
friends
with her.
and anyone else with a knife in this bar. I think there's just like a general rule, which is of taverns and fantasy, is that you just don't fuck with the person who pours the drink.
Yeah.
Generally a bad idea.
So
Yeah.
since we've had a bit of a warning before, I'll whisper to Fen to stay, and I'll walk over to the table. I always forget his name. I'm sorry, that the halfling clasp guy.
Jasper Bloomsbane.
Jasper.
Yeah. I'll walk over to that table and not even really say anything, but just kind of walk over, stand there for a minute, give him a friendly nod and a little bit of a growl of approval. Yeah.
He'll just kind of give you a little like salute and just kind of go back to his books, like nothing happened. And yeah, you may all return to breakfast after that little random encounter, shall we call it? So anyway, where were we?
So Zara, what do you think? What do you think of our tough and tiny friend?
She's speaking my language.
She seems to like you.
Oh, I hope I didn't overstep myself, Zarvolg. We were turning in the paperwork in the Cloud District, and I happened to overhear her talking about the Iron Syndicate, and I know that that's a hot item for you, so I wanted to at least make some introductions in the hopes that there may be some mutual advantage there. And when you didn't show up here last night, I kind of wanted to fill her in a little bit about what you had shared with us, and she took off out of here like she'd been lit on fire. I hope I didn't overstep myself. It wasn't my intent. It's not my story to tell, but it seemed like too good an opportunity to just pass up.
He smirks a little bit, looking a little bit bashful, and he says, "Not at all. It was a good introduction. I was glad to meet her. Sounds like she's keen on killing hobgoblins. I hope I'm not one of them."
Feels like she could suddenly strangle you, if that's for sure. So,
What's on the agenda for today? Some notes from I've got some notes from yesterday. My understanding is that Finch is going to go to the Daxio Outriders and get information about potential arsons or some such. I'm going to go to the Lyceum and see if anybody knows about anybody's been investigating Falcon Song or what have you. We no longer have another reason to go to the Cloud Top because the delegate is here with us. Anything else on the agenda that happened between then and now that I don't know?
I mean, I think one of our ideas was to talk to the people from I believe the Craghammer delegation, to talk about weird fires in the Underdark or something like that. I remember those were one of the ideas we considered.
Yeah, because I mean he's made himself scarce, but there's what Nero rightly remembered was that we had talked about One of the possible hideaways for him is a spot that would be, reasonably quiet, secure, underground, where he's got access to magma and lava and that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Don't forget the quest you were given, Finch. Don't forget about it.
Say, Finch. How's your brother? How's your family meeting?
Yeah,
How
how was dinner?
dinner?
What happened? How was it? Tell us everything.
Oh, it was business as usual. We had a nice meal. My father broke it to us that he's in the dating pool again.
Oh,
I smote my brother into the ground. Then we went out to the bar.
Which brother?
how'd it go?
Xander.
But you went out to the bar afterwards, so it sounds like it went all right.
That's the critical part. Drinking afterwards.
That's a subjective comment.
Not the
So whilst we were dining, Xander and I was trying to mend defenses, and he got offended by something that I said, and he challenged me to a duel. And in the Endegard house, we don't back down from a duel. And I tried to be diplomatic, and I asked him if there was a way that we could resolve matters with words, and he said no. And I'm sure you all have family as well. You know that I had no other choice. Unfortunately for him, like I said, I just smote. I crushed his face into the ground.
It was like
It's an effect. Well, no, that's all right then. Is he largely unharmed now?
Except for his ego. Unfortunately, it's polite and commonplace that regardless if you call a duel or not, if that is the decision that you make, it's understood that whatever the outcome is, if you are the winner, and especially if you're the loser, you leave with dignity and honor. And unfortunately, my brother did not follow those house rules. My father intervened, and I haven't really had a follow-up conversation since then, but that is where we stand at this point. So I tried.
all you can do is try.
Uh-huh.
Might be worth trying to get a drink with him later, but that's just my thoughts.
I feel kind of sorry for him because I know that being
I do
paladin is a
too.
big deal, but
That
he
wasn't the
is
intent.
also being kind of a shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's commonplace as well. I mean, so we are about a year apart. So growing up, it was not unheard of for us to bicker and for there to be like intense competition between the two of us. So like I can't say that I'm completely surprised like at his behavior with the whole high paladin thing, but I tried to mend fences, like I said. And no, I feel bad for him as well. That wasn't the intent. And on Bahamut's name, I tried not to resolve this with violence. Yeah. And again, he consented to a duel, and he just so happened to get Warhammer to the face.
How do you say it in common? Intercourse around and find out.
Right? Intercourse around and find out.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
he
Coitus around and find out.
Around.
Yeah. No, I mean, that is what it is. Anyway, Yvaine, to answer your question, I mean, he was unconscious for a minute, but I brought him back. And like I said, he ended up limping off with my father. I haven't spoken to him since, not because I haven't wanted to, but because I feel like At this point,
Maybe
you
a couple
know,
days to calm down.
I think so. Like I said, the whole purpose of me going over there was to try and bridge whatever gap is between he and I, and then things happen. Anyway,
So, how are your brothers doing?
my brothers are just fine. All of them were their normal selves. Like I said, afterwards we all went out. I think there was Wyatt wasn't there. Don't know what he was up to. And then I'm going to be really honest. I'm totally blanking on this side quest that we talked about.
There's an investigator claims to have found a red leathery egg in the sewers under Emon.
And I'm so sorry, Ryan, but I don't think
Apparently
yours.
not divine health. Apparently Finch is ailing from something.
No, I've been sick for over a week. I hate it so much.
Ryan, didn't
yeah.
yours? I'm so sorry.
What?
Ryan said something about giant lizards. And
No,
this.
that's all part of the same quest.
That was for Finch.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, anyway, apart from that and the shock of my father, I mean, I can't say it's a shock. My mother has been dead for, I don't know, 17, 18 years now. I think I'm just concerned now with the position that my father holds, that there's going to be disingenuous individuals that want to get close to him, but he's an adult and he can handle himself. He was a great fighter back in his day. But anyway, my brother did tell me about a very interesting thing if we want to either speak with him more about it or explore on our own. But he made mention of an egg of some sorts. And I think that's pretty interesting.
What sort of egg?
That is the mystery.
Above the table, Carmen took notes. So if Finch would remember, like, investigators know about a red leathery egg.
Yeah, but we don't know what kind of egg it is.
Anyone can make, well, I can't make you roll for speculation. You may speculate away as to what that egg could possibly have. The investigator could have been wrong, or maybe he's right. And if he's right, what could it be? Those speculations entirely up to you guys.
And especially because I don't know how much exposure, us as fighters would have had, or paladins, what have you, would have had in terms of with exotic creatures, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if my brother would have even been like, oh, it's a griffin egg, you know what I mean? Thematically don't think makes sense.
Right.
Also, I'm assuming if they found an egg, we're not having a discussion about a chicken's egg. Yeah.
No,
so we're probably having a red leathery egg. I should go look up what the hell has red leathery eggs.
Exactly. I feel like there wasn't really much detail besides that that information. So yeah, that's something that we could investigate. That's an option.
Nero will share that my parole officer came by. Finch gave me her sickness.
It's like, can everyone calm down? Go see a doctor.
Yeah. My parole officer came by. Ember and I had a chat with him. I'm so sorry you guys got to miss out. He's such a fascinating individual.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be around again.
That's exciting.
Mm-hmm. So
he's officious, and that's fine for what it is.
Officious.
He loves to ask questions. Perfect for a wizard.
Nothing wrong with questions, as long as they're targeted.
So game plan today. Finch is going to check out the Daxio Outriders to ask about if they can see their files, and Yvaine is up to the Lyceum again. Who do we want to go with? Can everyone hear me?
Yeah. I'm happy to go wherever. I'm equally happy also to try to chase down the folks from Craghammer. I don't have any particular in, but
Yes, you do. The delegate.
I'm not leaning on somebody I just met.
All right, fair
Rude.
enough. Can you get into the cloud top?
Maybe.
Get into Cloudwatch.
There is someone who wanted to go with you on your next quest who can very easily get into the cloud top.
Called
Yes, but he just said that she didn't want to use her credentials.
That's right. Yep, that's right.
Because that would be rude.
That is
So-
rude. That is fair. That is rude.
I actually think that I can get into the Cloudwatch on my own credentials, but I don't have a reason to go there today. I absolutely have a reason to go there tomorrow.
What's tomorrow?
I'll have what I need to have tomorrow. I do not have it today.
Okay then.
Right. So
So, Zar, if you want to go continue your training, that's fine. I have some things for you.
oh,
Just some powders and things.
powders and things. What do they smell like?
Well, some of them are for eating quickly because they'll taste terrible, but there was an occasion that your muscles might be sore, they can help with soreness. And undercommon, you fucking prick. Just-
Oh, they taste terrible and they'll make me feel better. I'll have them.
And she brings out like a parchment folded of what are essentially, she's made you baby aspirin. They're white willow bark with a little bit of chamomile and sugar and orange zest pressed into like little tablets. Basically aspirin. And she gives you an unguent
Just don't
that's been made with
baby
camphor and cinnamon in a beeswax base for you to rub into your muscles. It's a liniment.
All right.
Make me a medicine check for all of that knowledge. And you're proficient with herbalism?
I am proficient with herbalism, sir. Yes, sir, I am. I've been making potions since Zephyra.
You may take advantage.
Hell to the yes, but I'll take advantage anyway. All right, no, we'll stay with you. 18, I believe I have a plus 4. Okay, yeah. So 18 plus 4, 22.
All of that is absolutely knowledge that that Yvaine has access to, and she has an excellent remedy as previously described. Well done.
All right. Yeah, so I'll give him a sniff and down the hatch.
Yeah. Yeah.
No-
You
no,
make weirder shit, but still.
No liquid to chase him though. He wants to look tough.
I think
Man.
It's all chalky and shit, and he's like,
I just need to go down this alley for a moment. Why you put your face in drain water, sir? Because it tastes better. Okay. So yeah, we're going out, we're ranging out into the world. Go see
And-
what's out.
And I'm sorry, quick thing before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Lousing Spark. Nero will catch Balthazar alone for a moment and say, hey man, I apologize for missing our meeting or talk last night.
Oh, this is all right. Sound like seems that you've had a busy night.
Certainly. I won't bother you too much. I'm just gonna ask you this question real fast and just get it
By
out
all
of the way.
means. Sure, by all means. By all means.
How good are you with instruments?
Dude, are we matching right now?
What?
Are we both wearing black and red? That's awesome.
Yeah. Yes.
Where'd
Like,
you
oh,
shop?
thank you, thank you. I'm trying to get people to accept realize.
Have you been to the Grim Linens in Western?
Have I been to Gremlins in Western?
Where you got your outfit, man?
I this recent one I've just got from Gilmore's. Ember helped pay for it. Actually, thank
Oh,
you.
Well, I just
Look at-
recognize the handiwork. It's
Well,
very interesting.
thank you. You got a good figure yourself, I must say.
Oh, well, thank you, Nero. I just have to appreciate fine clothing, I suppose.
Thank you.
Bard and all.
Well, I got a good taste in clothing. I'll let you know that, my friend.
Well, you as well, sir. You as well.
And I'll just and I'll get to my
Oh,
point.
am I good with instruments? Yes,
it's
I would say I am all right. I know a thing or two about instruments, perhaps.
And I kind of lean it close to him, like, this is, for some people, this is an embarrassing question.
Excellent.
Have you ever taught somebody an instrument before?
Of course. I'm from the College of the Savvy in Western. I've definitely done peer studies and assisted some younger classmates.
I see. And
You're looking to become a bard.
I mean, I don't think a bard, but I enjoy music, and it's something. I kind of just had a wake-up call recently, and I kind of want to do, and I've always wanted to do that, so I figured might as well get started soon.
Well, Yvaine's already purchased my expertise for the purposes of scribe. I certainly have no issue aiding you with whatever music you wish to be assisted with. What instrument did you hope to learn? I'm most proficient on the harp and the lyre.
What's the equivalent of the guitar in this world?
A lute. A lute.
You good on the lutes?
No, any good bard is.
Okay, cool. It's more of a hobby, something to keep my mind off other stuff, you know?
Sure. And by the way, you don't necessarily need a trainer to play away with the lute, but if you wish to gain some proper skill with one, I would be more than happy to lend my teaching assistance.
Well, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Balthazar. I just need to get one, and I'll come talk to you later.
Very well, Nero. Very well.
Have good breakfast. And I pat him on the back and get going. I have to reach up to pat him on the back.
Nothing in my life is good, nor should it be.
Okay.
And he walks.
And Nero's the emo of the group, I guess, and he's like, okay.
Not anymore.
Wow.
While you're having that moment, Nero, you guys are all walking to the door, like, oh, we're all gonna go off and do stuff today. You hear a step in front of all of you guys on the way out, and they go, and you see the 3-foot tall Zarvolg's new 3-foot tall girlfriend. He goes, I've completely lost. And where do you think you are all going without me?
No one's going anywhere without you. I'm going to train. They're going to do some research. We've already agreed that we're going to take you on the first mission we go on.
So you're not fighting anything today, or descending into evil dungeons?
That's not necessarily my plan.
Oh, there you go. Maybe he's about to fight something.
Oh,
And
Ember,
I don't have to go to the library. Do we have business right now?
Oh, I'm certain that they're around the docks here somewhere.
Nero
You
smiles
didn't
and
think I was gonna let that go, did you?
Nero smiles and like, I would love to go on this walk with you, big guy.
She like
The hooligan.
cracks her knuckles. She's like, okay.
Because I guarantee you, looking like I do, if I am tooling around down here in the area where they are going to be preemptive. I am bait.
Oh,
So you don't
yes.
really need me. I mean, I'm here. Do you need me? Do you need me to heal?
You're more than welcome to come,
Oh.
but
All right. I kind of want to come first. I mean, I'd like to join you.
Finch is all you want in?
by all means.
We're about to teach some punks some lesson. You want in?
Teach some punk some lesson.
I'm really just here to heal people afterwards. You know, in case one of us gets hurt.
I feel like I'm gonna need to understand better before I just sign myself up for something like that.
I
Oh,
could sink
dear.
one of their ships. I could
What-
punch very hard.
What I'm going to do, Finch, is I'm going to find out to what establishment those gentlemen who put their hands on my mother, where they went. I'm going to present myself there in a way that they may opt to take provocative action.
She is
And
your
when
mother.
they do, they're going to get the hell creamed out of them.
Oh. Nope. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I get it.
I mean, they put their hands on her.
Yeah. No, I hear it. I hear it.
Give me a. I'll tell you what. As a fun little thing, Finch. Why don't you make me a? Let's call it a general intelligence check to see what the law is on such things.
15 on the dice plus like a 9 minus 1, so 14.
14. All right. Hold for the law. The city law. So these guys came in and you know, you could say that there was some sort of it's up to you. How would you define their actions, Finch? Is there something that requires if you were to put a crime on what they did, if at all, what do you think you would put it on?
I think that's hard to say based off the information that I have, right? Because they, Ember said that they came in and they put hands on his mom, right? So that's like intimidation, but for what purpose? Is unclear, I guess. Is it just? I mean, obviously, unprovoked violence is. Is this like a bullying tactic? Or I think so. I feel like that's really hard to say given the minimal information that I have. If it's at least to me right now, it sounds like
So we call it disturbing the peace, maybe, right?
Yeah, like a bullying tactic, right?
So you, being a paladin of the crown, perhaps have a decent understanding of the law so that you may indeed enforce and respect the law. To disturb the peace, it is considered a 10 gold piece fine payable to the city, but to repeat offenders, and this guy's probably a repeat offender, it is considered the fine with flogging.
Nope. Let's go find somebody to flog.
Okay.
Some people pay big money to have that done to them, so.
I mean,
that's a different establishment.
Oh, I see.
Kelchai is like, yes! And she's practically skipping as you guys go wandering off to go pick a fight with some dirty sailors. Oh my god. Give me a moment while I find us some scallywags. Let me see if I can find us a tavern to brawl in. Or definitely diplomatically.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or we're gonna show them diplomacy like Finch deals with their siblings.
Who's in the pack that's walking out at the docks?
I think it sounds like everybody.
Plus Kiljaya.
Plus Kiljaya, yeah. Let's see here. How about we just get a slab tavern? Come on, hurry up, computer. You can do it. I'm proud of you. You're the best. Anyway, you walk on down. Well, let's get the rolls out of the way. Somebody make me an insight or investigation check to see if they can track down these sailory types.
I will.
23 for investigation.
7.
Well, 23 will do. 23 will do.
Little minor illusion. Have you seen this guy? Have you seen this guy?
Whoa! Yeah, they're over there. And you absolutely are directed to a place called the Empty Net Tavern. One of your mother's competitors here on the docks, of course, because anyone who isn't with the Rousing Spark is a competitor. You find your way in. I'm building this on the spot, so be merciful with your judgments. But you walk in and you do indeed see these gentlemen over by a table. They have a couple other folks with them at this time. Okay. Let's see. And you guys open up the door. And maybe you recognized Ember. You go, oh, hello, Mr. Van Zyl. From the barkeep, who probably is like, well, how can I help you today?
I'm gonna walk over the bar,
Yep.
specifically turning my back to their table.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put 50 gold on the bar top.
Right.
This to cover damages.
Oh, Mr. Van Zyl, please. No, wait. You just walk away.
No, I'm standing there specifically listening to see when I hear the chair slide back of one of them getting up.
Got it. But yeah, Mr. Van Zyl said fairly loudly, is the rest of you guys just like playing it cool and quiet, or what's everybody else doing?
Nero's gonna take a seat in the corner, just keeping a bird's eye view on everything, getting ready to like when shit goes down.
Okay, Ember's at the bar. Who else?
Yeah, Yvaine would also like to find some place kind of dark and quiet where she can get a view of the field.
All right, so you guys are just fully surrounding them.
Oh
in
yeah.
the bar. Who else?
I'm just gonna stand behind Ember. He's before pointed me in the direction where he wanted me to heavy hand a little bit. So I'm just gonna stand over his shoulder and wait for him to give me the signal.
Okay. No problem. Get this fake Fen out of here. Imposter. Fen's with you, Zarvolg. You're with him. I think Kiljaya is like with you guys. And she's not really, she's just kind of like hops up on a stool, leans back on the bar, and it's just like a big happy smile on her face. Have we missed it? Finch, what are you doing?
I think I would go. Yeah, right. I would not have my wings out. Like Rick calls a big scene. Right? Yeah. I think if that's the case, I would like walk in maybe like with Yvaine and just kind of like be observant.
All right, you kind of find you and Yvaine sit at a table. Okay. So she says Van Zyl. We'll see if this guy notices or cares. If he notices, kind of, it's Van Zyl. He turns and sees you sort of leading towards the bar. Kiljaya is like, and you guys are there. He sort of leads across the table. All the gents sort of stand up, roll their shoulders, crack their knuckles. And you feel a hand on your shoulder, Ember. And it goes, hey there, Mr. Van Zyl.
Why, good morning, sir.
And Roll for initiative as he brings his hand back to fucking punch you in the face.
Fantastic.
And Kalijah sort of squeals with glee. And it's time.
Can I ask? Sorry, can I ask an above the table question? Between when I got into it with my family, was there ever a long rest in between there, or no?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we
God
all?
damn it, Zarvolg, why are you always laying on the ground?
I'm very tired.
It's very tiring being a hobgoblin.
I rolled like shit. 3.
Okay, we'll
Oh,
put that
actually,
in.
really quickly, can I roll my cosmic omen?
Go for it.
It
Oh,
is
God.
given for wheel.
Wheel, very nice. Okay, 25 to 20.
I got 26 actually.
Woo. Trading's going well. How
17.
about 20 to 15?
I'm sorry, 25. I'm sorry.
2015, 16.
17.
17. How about 15 to 10?
I got 10.
Nero, what'd you get?
3.
3.
I'm dead last.
All right, so I am going to. So the captain leads back, and everybody sort of is good to go. Zarvolg, you're up to bat. What do you do as you see the captain pull back his big fist?
Yeah. Can I grapple the captain?
Yeah, sure. Make an athletics check.
Oh, come on. Natural 1 for a 6.
You try to grab him, and he easily bats away your hand.
All right, then let me. I'm going to use my next 2 attacks for unarmed strikes.
Okay, fair enough. Go for it.
All right. I'll give him a headbutt.
Fuck yeah.
18 to hit.
18 will hit.
All right.
Grr.
That's for 3 points of damage.
Oh, his nose starts to run with blood.
And a 14 to hit.
14 not hit. You punch him in the chest, or you elbow him in the chest, and it hits off of his like strong leather plate.
All right, that's it. I'm done. Oh,
All right.
Fen, I guess. Let's send Fen for one of the how many guys are there over there?
6.
Oh yeah, let's just send Fen into the group. I guess the nearest one.
Got it. Fen goes and goes running at this guy. The guy goes, ah, a dog, what the fuck? Go ahead and make an attack.
All right.
Are we trying to kill them? Just a quick question.
No. Oh, Fen crits with a gore.
Hey!
We may not. Fen doesn't know.
Right. Fen doesn't know.
Non-critical.
I don't believe in the law. That's what Ben says in dog speak.
Nice.
All right. So that is. Let me hold on. Oh no! Why won't this work? So that's going to be 38 damage to Gore.
Holy fuck, dude.
He hits like a great white.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
He's got the Minotaur horns.
I don't know. Oh my god. I don't know if you can non-lethally hit him. He has 11 hit points. I think Ben just. Oh my god.
Fat.
Nobody told Fen not to kill.
Oh fucking hell. Ben charges across, and the guy's like, "Holy fuck!" Ben's 2-prong fucking spears attached to his shoulders stabs right into this guy's chest and pulls him across the table, and he's fucking dead, guys. I don't know how else to put it. He has 11 hit points. That is 31
Oops.
points. That well exceeds double his max hit points.
All right. So
Evie has this.
then I guess he's going to use a bite on the guy next to him.
And then he jumps on the next guy. I was like, ah! Go ahead and make an attack roll. That's murder. That's what that is.
21 to hit for the bite.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. We might be in trouble for this, guys.
9
Yikes.
damage.
9 damage. Okay, he's not dead, which is great
Yes,
news.
he has to roll a con save to keep from going down, though.
Holy fucking shit. He falls to the ground, absolutely. What now? And it- okay. Everyone in the bar goes, ah! So screaming and running and freaking out and shit. Kalesha's like, oh shit. Freaks out. She doesn't freak out. She's just like, oh God. Is a little shocked. Okay, Yvaine, you see Ben fucking rip this guy apart in one, just throw his body into him and stab him in the chest. Now he's on the ground, just bleeding. Just like,
Right, so in that entire area, Yvaine's going to cast plant growth and is going to say, all of you stand down, and then undercommon say, call Fen off, dude.
Yeah. Josh.
Ben's like, and then he's like, Josh, and he goes, oh, and just kind of stops mauling the man to death. Hey, look, it's plant growth.
Oh, look at that. That's pretty.
But it's everywhere. It's fine. I'm sure the entire bar is suddenly like, you're like, Cosira Marie! And then we zoom out to a master shot of the entire bar, and every window explodes as grass and vines go flying out every window. Make me an intimidation check, Yvaine. Holy fuck. That's not how I saw this session going.
That is a 10, so I'm going to go ahead and use my wheel.
Okay.
For 16.
For 16. Okay, you call it everybody stand down. We'll see if it beats. Meets it, beats it. Well, you're setting the DC, so okay, so no, unfortunately, like some people, but other people are panicking, and it again, like it's a little lost in there.
I was just talking about the pirates. I don't care about the others. They can go run off. It's fine.
Oh, the pirates are panicking too because they just got attacked. So unfortunately, intimidation doesn't quite work. They are stuck in the plant growth, but they're still gonna do what they're gonna do. They're in a moment of sort of battle panic as opposed to just sort of a fun, let's get a little revenge fist fight. I don't know if they know if he's dead, but they're certainly intimidated by just the ferocity of the initial attack. Is there anything else, Yvaine?
No, I'm fine. We're going to see if Ember can fix it from here.
Ember, you are in grass and vines, and you got this one guy with his hand on your shoulder. What do you do?
I'm gonna hold my action until after he goes.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Keljaya goes, all right, some fun. And she steps down and she kind of just like roars loudly, and she's going to enter into a rage because what's a barbarian for?
We're in a bar fight. We don't need.
She went from fighting every day nonstop to like chilling in the capital with nothing to do. She hasn't fought in a while, and she's like frothing at the mouth.
All I did
go to the God's Brawl too.
All I did was headbutt a guy. It was Fen that took it up to the next level.
That's right.
I just held everyone in place.
She bounds over. She jumps through the air with her feral pounce. And is going to.
Feral
I don't know
pounce.
who she go. Where's she going to? That's gonna be. She's got
Don't take out the axe.
20 feet. No, she's not taking out the axe. She knows it's a fight. She's not Fen. She doesn't. She gets it.
Remember, guys, they started it.
It's true. They did start it. That is called what we know as manslaughter. However, and then she's gonna use the last of her movement to just bump a little closer to this last guy and just go for a big old fucking reckless clobber. Huh. All right, we'll see. She decks this guy, boom, across the face, 7 damage. She goes for another one. Is that a fucking gnome? And he's knocked unconscious. And she is out of speed, so that'll be her turn. Runs up to a guy and knocks him on his ass. All right. That's you, blah, blah, blah. The start feature turn action requires you a defensive stance until the start action while this stance. So I'm just checking something really super duper quick. Shove or smash your phone about with the name of the creature attack raging. Okay, that's gonna be Finch's turn. Finch, what do you do as you stand beside Yvaine?
Where am I?
You are right there.
Can I make my way towards the dude who got mauled?
Absolutely. You walk with your 30 feet of movement, as it is considered quadruple movement right now.
Oh,
5
can
feet.
I dash? Yeah.
You,
Oh shit.
you
Can I
can dash for 10 more feet, yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and use whatever, whatever I can to try and get to that guy.
Yeah, you start moving through the ferns with due haste, but you are there right now. That's your speed.
Yeah, I think that's honestly all that I can do.
Fair enough. This guy, I don't think is taken in because he's pretty focused on fighting a hobgoblin and the man with the fine mustache. So he's just gonna bring down a punch. He's gonna attack twice. That's gonna be a 10 and a 12. Ember.
No to both.
He swings and he misses. He's sort of maybe a little confused by all of the grass popping up out of nowhere. That's his big turn. That's his big old turn. That'll bring us to Pirates in the back. I'm just gonna go do some individual morale checks here. These two guys are like, well, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And this guy is gonna make it that far on the dash, and that guy's gonna make it that far on the dash. This guy's like, I get beaten by no fucking gnome. She's like, yes, you are. And that's that. That's the turn. Nero.
Okay. He's like, he hasn't called attention to himself yet.
Not yet.
So what Neo's gonna do, he was thinking about like, okay, he doesn't want to kill them. I mean, Fen just did one, but he's thinking, I think he has a good idea of what Nero's gonna do here.
Okay.
He's looking at all those guys. Still, how many people are still trying to fight kill Jaya?
One.
Only one?
Only the one guy is trying to make his way around the far side of the table.
Okay. He's gonna try to stay out of sight in the corner of the bar.
Okay, you want to drop it to stealth?
Not quite. He's just gonna stay out of his way. He's gonna hide this. He's gonna disguise. You know what? Screw it. He's gonna use some sorcery points. Why not?
Sure.
He's gonna use another case of subtle spell to cast major image.
All right. What's the major image?
Oh, hold on, my friend. Hold on. Let me.
What
like
are you making?
Like from underneath the table of those assholes, those pirate assholes.
Sure.
From one end, there's going to suddenly crawl out of there a shadowy little corpse ghost that rises out of from underneath the table and produces the most unearthly screams possible.
Fair enough.
Like desiccated corpse, like almost like a almost like let's make him look like a ethereal, almost drowned victim, almost.
Got it. So out from underneath, all this gas files out and forms together to make this sort of like drowned sailor. And this guy turns around and goes, "What the fuck?" And it goes like screeches in his face.
The most horrid wail.
Most horrid wail. Let's call this a wisdom save versus your DC for basically like an intimidation, so to speak.
Okay, my intimidation. So
he fails. It's fine. Roll a 2. He goes. By some sailor. And he's considered intimidated. He's gonna try and run the fuck away when he has a chance.
I'm gonna scare him out of the bar.
Yep.
Him and everyone else in there out of the bar.
Oh yeah, anyone who saw that is like, what the fuck? And is done. Is so done. Well done. Anything else, Nero?
Nero's gonna act like he knows he knows he's on parole, so he probably shouldn't be too involved in this. So he's gonna act like everyone's like, oh my god, like, oh, it's a ghost, and he's gonna like run away like everyone else.
Fair enough. Zarvolg the Grim.
Oh, I'm back up.
Yep, it's your turn.
Oh, all right. So I guess same thing. I'm just gonna keep throwing punches in the knees and elbows at the guy nearest Ember.
Go for it.
$21 to hit.
21 hits. Roll damage.
That's 3.
3 damage. You punch him in the face again.
14 and 10.
Yeah. He has a 16 AC, so the first one hits, the other 2 do not.
Yep, it's fine.
Just, York.
I guess Fen is just going to keep his guy is still down but conscious. He's just gonna try and keep him down, I suppose.
Yeah, I forgot about that guy. I think he's just gonna. I think he just tried to. Yeah, whatever he was doing, he failed at. So he's just gonna try and take him down.
Like, just stand over top of him, I guess. The guy's still down.
You did call Fen to stop attacking, so I think he'd just be like neutral right now. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Fair enough. Yvaine and Happy. Happy's like hopping on the table excitedly.
Surprised he hasn't found himself a snack.
What was that?
I'm surprised he hasn't found himself a snack.
Well, he's enjoying the entertainment. He's enjoying the entertainment.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to call in a tidal wave because I was inspired after talking to Shirku, but now I'm wondering if they're hearty enough to sustain a.
These are just sailors. They're not city-saving adventure. These are just some fucking sailors.
All right, so you know what? I'm going to hold an action, and if one of them looks like they're going to, you know what? I'm going to walk towards the plant growth. I'm not actually going to get in it. I'm going to walk towards it.
Well, where did you mean to put the plant growth? Is this where you wanted it?
Largely, I wanted it to be all around their table and up to the point where they're where they are. So like the part that doesn't have growth, I didn't want to have growth. Do you see how they're sort of inset?
You want to just hit that
entire area that's inset?
Like that?
Yeah, like that.
Okay, got it.
So I would walk up to the edge of that, and I'm going to hold an action, which is a thorn whip. And so long as they look like they're interested in going towards the door, I'm happy to let them run away. If someone looks like they're going to get involved with the captain, I'm going to hit them with my whip.
Understood. They all look like they want to fucking leave. 2 of them just were done by the time Fen got in the fight, and the last guy who was going after Kiljaya saw the spirit of his dead uncle and is now ready to go. And that brings me around to you, Finch, because of Yvaine's where she actually put everything will change how far you could go. So you could have done the 30 here, and then took a 5 foot into the plant growth like so if you wanted.
Okay,
Just so you know.
yeah.
Cool. All right, if that's it, Yvaine, you just hold the thorn whip. Ember.
I'm going to cast Produce Flame in my hand. And I'm going to look the guy in the eye and go, drop your sword. Or
I mean,
he's
drop your fist.
fist.
Make me a sorry. I'm a child. Make me a intimidation check. I will give you advantage because your crew is better than his.
24.
He goes, well, he goes, oh, you. He looks around. It turns around and sees his table of 6 sailors has gone from his table of 6 sailors to half of them are running for their lives, half of them are laid on the ground. The warhound has blood all over him. The gnome is like on top of one going. Oof, oof, oof. There's the spirit of dead drowned uncles, and nature has come alive and begun to fight on your side. He goes, oh, for fuck's sake. Twice in a day. And he definitely is like, puts his hands up. Not intimidated, but definitely recognizes he is well and truly defeated. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah. Is he wearing a coin purse on his belt?
Sure he is. Sure he is.
I'm going to reach out and just pluck it right off of there.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And he goes, he definitely is like, I don't like it, but I get it, is sort of the expression you get from him. You, my friend, will be the proud owner of $12 gold.
All this was 12 gold.
They're dude, people don't carry around hundreds of gold pieces on their person.
I know. I'm just.
Can you imagine how heavy that would be?
Have you heard of a bank? We should start playing with coin encumbrance. Is what we should do. So we should do.
We should do. What we should do.
You want to make a major purchase? Go to the fucking bank like the rest of the world. Because I can't play with pickpockets. Because if a pickpocket gets you, that's your life savings. So I can't. There's no pickpocketing in my games because of that.
That's what bag holding's for. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, he takes it. You let him go. He's like,
yeah.
He goes. His guys are like, ah! They're running with their hands above their head. And he just kind of, he's grumbling under his voice. He goes, let's go find another better yet, let's fucking leave Tal'Dorei. And starts leaving the bar. Finch, what did you want to do? I think you had a design here. What were you planning?
Where is the guy that's on the guy that was? Yeah. Can I make my way towards the homie that's like? I don't know. Looks the dead.
You like people in this bar are commoners, right? They don't know when people are dead. Like they can't just like on-site assess wounds. You've been in enough fights where you're like, oh yeah, no medicine check required. He's fucked.
Okay.
You know he's fucked.
Okay. Can I try? I mean, like, do I think that like if I cast like Spare the Dying, like that could help, or am I like, oh no, he's dead?
He had 2 Minotaur tusks plunged into his chest. He's done.
Okay.
He's done. Unless you got like a Revivify ready to go.
No, but like I feel like not. I feel like that'd be really tough to justify it. Like, but that's a different conversation. I don't have Revivify prepared.
But Yvaine does.
All right.
I don't say. Are we gonna? Isn't there? That's like time limited, isn't it?
A minute. So if someone wants to do it, you got to do it quick.
And we're gonna. Okay.
Yvaine, you storm over.
Yep.
You jump into the grass where nobody can see exactly what's going on, and you and Finch are like, Finch is like, are we really gonna waste time on this guy? And you're like, yeah, we're gonna waste time. And then you like in the grass, in the fucking shrubs. Okay, guys, this is gonna be a first resurrection ritual of the game. Didn't think it would be on an NPC that you didn't know, but here we are.
And I will look at Ember and be like, we did not intend for anyone to die.
Did somebody say someone's dead?
No, not.
No, we were talking about intentions.
Is somebody calling across the bar talking about people being dead in this fist fight?
Oh shit! Just.
Okay.
All right. I learned how to do this.
Just
I
don't
know
do
how
it
to do
again.
this.
I recommend you don't say that again.
Just
We'll let it
going
go
to
this
do
time.
this.
All right, I'm just getting the rules out. Hang on here, because it's a much smaller ritual, but it is a ritual regardless. Killjoy is still on top of her guy, going just
Do you
letting
need
out some
exercise?
letting out a little aggression. Maybe she's been a little pent up. God damn it, Bobby. Where are the fucking rules? Hang on a second. Sorry. Hold.
So I will go to the description. I will talk about what I'm doing while you're
Sure.
looking at the rules. So she actually pulls out her sickle, and she carves a space.
To be clear, this is a 6-second thing. Like, this isn't like.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, Revivify is an action.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was a ritual. Never mind.
It's a ritual, but this is like you're taking a diamond and you're like slapping him on the chest.
Never
with some
mind. It's
magic.
gonna be quick and dirty. I'm just going to do the fucking thing.
Revivify is just that. It is the.
And we're
quick
going to hope
dirty-
that the knowing mentor is with me and that I remember how to do the fucking thing, because it's been a really long time since I learned to do the fucking thing.
Where the fuck are the rules in this goddamn book? Hang on, I'm so sorry. I'm just struggling to find my resurrection ritual.
And we will need to replace the diamond.
Here we are. Okay, here we go. You dive into the thing. They just like, are we gonna use that thing? You're like, yeah, we're just yes, we're gonna use that. And you take the diamond and you just slap him in the chest with it, and you channel some magic in. This is indeed the definition of a fast and dirty resurrection ritual. That is probably the most aptly way to put it. Yvaine, as you are the caster, I need you to beseech the soul to return to its body. You have 6 seconds. Give me your beseeching of the soul's return to life, and perhaps trying to convince it to return.
This is a second chance to live the life you always wanted.
Nice.
This is your opportunity to have everything, but you have to come back now. This is the only window you have. Come back.
All right. And we'll call it there because it's 6 seconds, but well done. I need you to make me a resurrection check. Roll a d20 and add your spellcasting ability modifier. Your DC is 10, as this guy has not died before.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm grateful that it's easier. All right. 23.
The guy goes, I want to be a veterinarian. I don't want to be a sailor. And he scrambles to his feet and kind of like out of the bar. Oh, but more importantly, nope, didn't think so. As he has been brought back to life, he will suffer from a harrowing return as the Raven Queen is begrudgingly must return his soul to the land of the living. He will be perhaps eternally haunted. Let's see if you guys get to see what happens to him.
I can see the major image just latching itself onto him.
It's funny you
It's
say
right
that.
there.
Imagine this guy waking up after being dead for a few seconds, and it means like his buddies are gone. There's plans all over the place. Like,
I know he wakes up in that moment. He goes, "What's going on?" What? And he kind of like looks past you, Yvaine. He goes, "No, and he just runs out of the bar. And as he runs, you see all of the blades of grass of your plant growth sort of like almost magnetically like sway in his direction, and then sort of return back to their normal state. And he sort of goes flailing, like running out of the bar. It's almost like Who knows? It's almost like the wild mother herself seems to have latched herself onto him.
Oh, well, good for him.
Bless his heart.
I
This
love
is
a
wee
second
heart.
chance.
He goes, "Get out of my head!" as he runs out of the bar. It seems that he has a personal line to Malora now for some reason.
I wish him the joy of it.
Goodbye.
Living his life as a druid. Fuck piracy.
At which point you can you have not murdered someone technically, which is fantastic. I mean, we want to go to court about it. We can figure that out. But technically, no one's dead, which is
No problem. No corpse, no problem.
There's no body. There's no problem.
yeah, no one's dead. I mean, there was still a murder, but nobody saw it.
There's no complaining witnesses.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, we all saw it, but
Killjoy is like, perhaps it is time that we made a quick exit.
yes.
I agree.
All right then.
And Killjoy runs out of the bar.
And I will turn and I will say to the bartender, and I'll say it loud enough that the rest of the clientele can hear it. It pays not to put your hands on my mother.
She goes, "Oh, I didn't.
No,
Oh,
he did.
oh, I see, sir. That is fair enough, sir. Fair enough. Can't blame
I
you.
apologize. Coffee for everybody.
I'm sorry too. Just please leave.
We're gone.
And you guys leave. You guys leave. You see the sailors running down the street, and the captain like
Can I send the
marching
ghost
off.
after the
Killjoy is like, it's just like, woo! It's just like she's so happy. Yep.
I'm so sorry, Ryan. Can I send the ghost after the sailors?
Well, the major image, I believe it
It
sticks in a spot, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Move.
20-foot cube, I think.
Yeah, 20-foot cube, and it sticks inside of that. Can you move the cube, or is the cube?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I can move it. Hang on, let me check. I know the battle's over, but that it appears to be walking.
It can't appear, but I wonder if it's within the actual cube space. It seems to be completely real, blah, blah, blah. As long as you're within range of the illusion, you can use your action to cause the image to move. Oh, okay. Yeah, as long as it's within range of you. So for the next 120 feet, the ghost goes, "Go to return to the sea!" And then he's like, "Ah!" And then at about 120 feet, it sort of disincorporates into like an ectoplasm mist.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I sent it off. I sent it off.
Oh, the Dawnfall has saved us, run! And that crew's just gonna be a mess.
It was their Uncle Jack. That's so
their performance morale is gonna suck for the next little while.
Their crew quality has gone down. They're like, "What happened?" And like the crew quality is just.
No one is gonna take shore leave with the captain anymore.
You guys might see Nero already out there, and he has this shit-eating grin on his face.
What did I call this tavern? The something net.
The empty net.
The empty net. Thank you.
No problem.
And yeah, you guys stand out valiantly in the street, having not murdered anyone, and definitely beat the shit out of some folks who laid their hands on Ember's mother.
All right, come on, Fen, you filthy animal.
And he jumps up on your chest and like starts licking your face.
While you're in the library today, Yvaine, I'll go pick up some diamonds.
Thank you.
Killjoy goes, "Well, off to work with me."
That was a great way to start the day. It was invigorating.
Oh yeah.
Reminds me of the war.
Nero says, "Oh, I'm gonna love it here."
And Killjoy will just sort of wave, be like, "All right, well, don't go off and do anything too fun without me." And she'll head off down the street to go maybe to the cloud top, maybe back to the bar. Who knows? Probably the cloud top. She's got a a lot of bureaucrats to wrangle. And yeah, you may go back to doing whatever it is you wanted to do today.
Yeah.
So we got a couple minutes left. Who wants to take those minutes?
Knowing that Finch, he's gonna volunteer. Nero's gonna volunteer to go with Finch for check out the Daxia Outriders and see the files.
Sure.
I have questions for the Lyceum. So if you
Okay.
get into that, I'm
Yeah.
ready.
Why don't we take care of that? That sounds quick and easy. So you head to the Lyceum. You want to do some research at the Lyceum?
I do, and this
All right.
research, because I can do this for a while. On a few of these, I'm going to cast not borrowed, not enhanceability. So that's a concentration spell for 1 hour, and it would allow me to have advantage on
Yeah,
a
hits
check.
ability.
Like in an 8 hour, I would have to cast it 8 times, which I'm not going to do it, but there are a few times I can.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you head to the Lyceum. What do you? Let's get to it. What are you looking for? What are you doing?
All right. This one I may actually have at home, but I'm going to check it out here anyway. I would like to know the date of Vecna's ascension.
Okay, go ahead and make me a history check.
That is 16.
16. Okay, that's a pass. I secretly was hoping you would fail, so I didn't need to know it. But I will yeah, let me see if I can't find it for you. Oh, here we go. All right, let's take a look here. That was the 13 of Misuthar. Yeah, the 13 of Misuthar. That was the day of his ascension. The year. Where are you? That is 812 PD. Post divergence.
And it's 8:30 something now, yeah? 8:36?
The current year is, drumroll, is 836. That's right. So that would have been about 23 years ago.
Excellent. Thank you so much. That's question number 1. It's 1 question per hour, yeah?
Fun fact, you would have gained that information from your dwarf buddy, who is like a Vox Machina freak and is like putting together a thing. He'd also have told you he actually completed a ritual known as the Ritual of Seeding, which was famed to be the actual ritual that they say the Raven Queen used to achieve divine ascension.
Real?
I don't know much more of it than that, but I do know that that was the ritual that was used. I do know that that was it is claimed that during Age of Arcanum, that is indeed the ritual that was used by the mortal who became later known as the Raven Queen.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Oh, that was not easy to come across.
Well,
Please do not become an evil lich god with that knowledge.
That's
Thank
terrible.
you. Of course not.
All right, so question number 2, since I've got 8 of these. The origins and history of the Claret Order.
I'm afraid to say that as you search for an hour, you find no information concerning the Claret Order, maybe the Blood Hunters, but certainly not anything that is listed as Claret Order. Maybe like, I'll tell you what, make me the check anyway. Maybe you learn some things, but there's certainly no books that reference the order.
What am I checking? What is it?
That's right.
Religion, history, investigation, history?
I think you can do history or religion, I think. History or religion.
Well, that makes a difference, because if you're going to give me religion, then that gives me a dirty 20.
Okay. Yeah, you don't find anything about the Claret Order. You don't find the words claret and order put next to one another. You do find some stuff on Hemocraft. You find one book that references an individual by the name of Terence Orman, who apparently was the first person to ever access the knowledge of Hemocraft through the Raven Queen long, long, long ago. They do speak of order. They say that like the use of Hemocraft has basically come alive and died many times throughout history. Books on history proclaim that there are rumors of, and to keep in mind, like these books aren't wrote like this year. Like not all books are, this is history. It does proclaim that, some blood huntery elements, some Hemocraft elements have been sort of popping up here and there over the last couple decades. Or I would say it just simply says recently, and the book was probably made about 30 years ago. And that's probably the only thing that you can find that relates to any sort of organized Hemocraftic modern lore. So as Allistair said, the job of the Claret Order is to remain under the radar. So if they were in this library, that means they're not doing their job too well.
I know, but it's always interesting to check and see what you find.
It is.
All right, so who's on the Arcana Philosophical and what are their skills?
Okay, you do, roll. I get too excited. Roll me a history check.
No, it's an 11.
11. You do not find any. You don't find any books concerning the Arcana Philosophical. That's 3, I believe.
That is 3. That's an 8-hour day. The 4th, what is shadow sorcery and where does it come from?
All right, make me a Arcana check.
Not you two. You two are pissing me off. I'm going to go ahead and use
Enhanced ability, gotcha.
Yeah, that one.
Yep. Yeah. Fox is cunning.
Which I will take. So 19.
19 will do. Shadow sorcery. You do learn that there are many various forms of sorcery, many different bloodlines of magic. Shadow sorcery is one, sorcerers are not common, period. So when I say the most common, that is still a very, very rare occurrence in the world. And it goes on and on about, you might only find like a handful of sorcerers alive at any given time, blah, 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 blah. But information does suggest that there are sorcerers who have been suffused with the power of shadows. Usually these are individuals who have died and come back to life, individuals who have been to the Shadowfell and back, the Shadow Plane, individuals who have been exposed to dark necrotic magic. And those are pretty much the 3 listed major causes of return or of shadow magic is relationship with death, a relationship with like the Shadow Plane, the visceral powers of the Shadow Plane, or indeed undeath, being sort of exposed to undeath. Those are the 3 major causes, but shadow sorcerers are listed among the more commonly documented members, those still by their very nature, very obscure still. A couple have been listed throughout history, but still very hard to track down because by their nature, they're hard to find. Usually, any names that are listed, I'm not going to sit here and just make up shadow sorcerers for you to, but anything that's listed here would probably be an individual of infamous reputation.
Okay. But there isn't anything that says that it is inherently evil, just that it comes about from particular circumstances.
I would say that there is a sort of a speculation. Like if you go read a book about how the bloodlines of the various sorcerers relates to the personalities of the wielders, it does say like it's sort of nobody really knows, but there is debate that the power of magic you wield does influence your personality. And they say, how could it not? How could your biology, how could you have magic flowing in your veins that is related to the vanity and power of dragons and not become a somewhat vicious territorial creature? How could you not have shadow in your blood and not be a darker creature? How could you not have wild magic flowing in your veins and not be a somewhat chaotic individual? So there is nothing confirming that people are controlled by the magic in their veins, but there is heavy speculation that it must have some influence on your behavior.
What would she know what the Shadowfell was?
You want to find out? Well,
Yeah.
make me let's start with an initial check to see if you've heard anything about it. It'd be less detailed than the research, but go ahead and make a Arcana check.
That is an 11.
You just heard about it, I would say, is what you know of the Shadow Plane.
Okay.
You want to do some research?
I'm going to put a pin in that, and maybe because I've got my list of things she wrote. There's an investigator with a red leathery egg.
Okay.
That's something that I might find. Someone looking into red leather. What kind of thing might have a red leathery egg?
Okay, you want to look into red leathery eggs? Go ahead and make a nature check for research.
Now that is one I'm actually pretty good at. 18.
18. Leathery eggshells are usually associated with reptilian creatures. Anything that's sort of leathery would suggest that it has a larger size, and not sort of a small, too delicate thing. Additionally, red is not a normal common color amongst eggs, unless, of course, we're talking about dragons.
Oh, fuck me. So does the color of the egg, is it indicative of the dragon?
If this were a you go and open up a book about red dragon eggs, it describes it as a red leathery shell. About the size of a small child. Probably a good, 3 feet tall, 2 feet wide. They're big fucking eggs.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to spend a little more time on this because I'd like to know what are the conditions necessary to hatch such a thing, who might be tending such a thing, if this ends up leading me into the immediate aftermath of Thordax thing. I do have nature.
Go for it.
That's a 19 and a 4, I think. I'm going to check, but I think this is going to be a 23. That's a good roll.
All right.
23.
Got it. You go looking at dragon eggs, and you will find the information you are seeking for. Eggs need very specific conditions, and usually pretty extreme conditions, in order to survive. Gestation, I guess you would call it. Red dragon eggs need extreme heat. And being removed from such heat for too long would mean the death of the wormling.
Shit. All right. Good to know. Got 3 more questions. Falcon Song.
You search and you search, you find no information concerning the fugitive known as Falcon Song. Got 1 hour left.
Got 1 hour left. Yeah. And I don't know how you want to put this together, but what is the difference between service, a service to a people, and which is not necessarily the same as worship, and what makes an offering? And is it specific to a gods? And if so, how would it be specific to, say, I don't know, Ayun?
Okay, make me a religion check. As you want to know about sort of the theological idea of a godly offering, certainly.
19.
Generally, what you learn about to do with offerings is that the more ancient idea of an offering that sort of began the whole practice was the idea that you would give something of value to the god. You would give something that you value. The more you valued it, the more important the offering was. And that is the ancient perspective, like way back when the worship of the gods began. It was the idea, and that's when people used to sacrifice bulls and so on and so forth. You'd give something of great value to the god, and the greater the value, the more favorably the god would look upon it. But such things have been looked on as barbaric practices since then. And there's an idea now that the gods are, they have their domains, but are generally omnipotent beings, omniscient. And an offering these days is more of respect to the religion. So if you were to put gold in the alms box, that helps the clergy, the church, the practiced organized religion stay strong so that the practice of that god's worship can remain alive, because a god thrives on worship. That is how they stay alive. The more worshippers they have, the more powerful they are.
Yeah.
Ioun, your worship, just if you, it depends what you're trying to do. It's very like academic. So it's not really a great explanation of what you should do, but it's more of like a theological debate on the practice of offering.
So here's what I'm putting together.
Yeah.
Or what I'm struggling with. So I went into this whole thing saying I don't worship anyone. Like I don't pray to anyone.
You want to know if you've been worshiping a god all along.
Yeah. Because it's kind of starting to feel like maybe I am, and it's not that I'm angry about it, but if I'm going to do something like this, it should be with intention and not just because.
Again, here in the Lyceum, which is a place of academia, what you would be reading is very sort of philosophical, theological, very sort of, it's not guidance. And as you're reading through the book, and you've often gone to the library for guidance, for knowledge, this isn't what you're looking for. You're looking for a better understanding of the gods and your relationship with them. And you realize you're not going to find them in a book in the Lyceum. If you want to understand your relationship with a god, or how to form one, or if you have one, you should find a priest.
Yeah, there's one.
That's the problem with worshiping a god who's generally on the run. Yeah,
that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. More than one way to skin a cat, as it were. So
there are multiple. I mean, it's difficult to find a priest of Ioun, but if you wanted to talk about general worship, most clerics could help you out there, right?
I could also just make a choice.
Or you can also just make a choice. But if you're looking for guidance, priest is what you want. Ideally, of course, you're Ioun priest.
All right. Well, thank you.
You know a monk of one. You know a monk of Ioun, who's your boss.
Right. But again, do you go to a monk for spiritual issues? A monk is not a monk.
You're right. It's a start, though.
Would you go to 007 for spiritual?
I'd go to 007 before I went to the Queen, which is kind of where you want to go to the fucking arbiter of the Tal'Dorei Council.
Actually, there's a whole nother reason for that, but always nice to have something in the background.
I know. But nonetheless, yes, it's up to you what you want to do. But if you're looking for spiritual guidance, you'll want to find a spiritualist instead of an academic book, unfortunately. But with that, Yvaine's day comes to an end, and I am sure we will find out what the rest of you want to do with your day now that you have properly had a too easy combat, I might say. Perhaps a dangerously easy combat. And we'll call it there. We'll call the session there, and we'll pick it up next week and see what else trouble you guys get into.